What's going on, everybody? As we get set for the players to come out of the tunnel and play the national anthem, let me give you the starting lineups here. So for the New York Rangers, it's Mika Zibanejad, Chris Kreider, Frank Petrano, Ryan Lindgren, and Adam Fox in the first line D. Ryan Strom, Martin Panarin, and Andrew Kopp, Keandre Miller, and Jacob Trouba on the second line defense. Third line sounds like this: Philip Edel, Alexei Lafreniere, and Capo Caco with Barclay Goodrow, Tyler Mott, and Ryan Reeves. It's going to be Justin Braun and Braden Schneider on the third line defense with Igor Shesterkin in net. And for the Tampa Bay Lightning, it sounds like this: Steven Stamkos, Andre Palat, Nikita Kucherov. Victor Hedman and Jan Ruda will be on the first line defense. Anthony Cirelli, Brandon Hagel, Alex Killorn with Ryan McDonough and Eric Chernak on the second line defense. Nick Paul, Ross Colton, and Corey Perry will be on the third line with Mikhail Sergachev and Zach Bogosian. The fourth line is Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, Pat Maroon, and Riley Nash with Andre Vasilevsky in net. So here is the interesting part for me when we go into this broadcast. I may or may not be joined by Cooper Hopkins here momentarily, but if not, I will have the full game story and coverage for you in the link as always. So here's what's interesting for me. Is it going to be 6-2 like the game one that we did? Is it going to be 3-2 New York Rangers where they were able to pull out ahead early, get a Kucherov goal early, a Paul goal late for the Lightning? It was Keandre Miller, Capo Caco in the first, Mika Zibanejad early in the third, and it was enough for the Rangers to hold on, win 3-2. Or is it going to be more like game three when the Rangers stormed out ahead early? It was power play goal central. 4 power play goals scored in that game. Mika Zibanejad and Chris Kreider. Artemi Panarin got both assists because it was both goals in the second. Then Nikita Kucherov about the halfway mark in the second. Stamkos early in the third. And a late goal by Andre Palat in the final minute. That was enough to get it done. What we do know for one thing is this: the New York Rangers in the power play and Tampa Bay on the power play are very, very good. We've said that throughout the series. There were 2 for 5 in that game were the Rangers. 2 for 4 were Tampa Bay on the power play. And again, as we've talked about in the series, when you're doing that statistical deep dive, you had about a 32.5% power play for the Rangers. And for the Tampa Bay Lightning, it was sitting at about 23%. So you absolutely cannot put both of these teams on the power play. You're going to be taking some damage. So what's going to end up happening is this. Colorado is already waiting. It's the only series that's left is the Rangers and the Lightning. Colorado is going to be waiting for the extent of up to about 10 days or more at the very least. So with the win that we did last night with the Colorado Avalanche, I talked to you like this. It was a 6-5 overtime. And I made the mention, even though Colorado is 12-2 in the postseason, they got 2 sweeps, so you can't throw that aside. But it was the Nashville Predators and it was the Edmonton Oilers. They got some problems. Is Colorado going to be able to take those games like a 6-5 and move that around in this series and find success against a team like the Lightning or the Rangers? Look, we know for certain that Colorado is going to want these teams to go into a knockdown, drag-out, 7-game battle so they can continue to rest up while these teams continue to just beat up on each other. But it still remains, for Colorado, for me, for as good as they are, when we had the field of 16, we all said that they were good enough to get to that point and hoist it. But with that goaltending in the back of the mind, I know about the elite offense and defense that McKinnon, Landeskog, Rantanen, Kale McCarr can provide. But is it going to be enough when you're going against the Stanley Cup final when you have 2 elite-level goaltenders in Andre Vasilevsky and Igor Shesterkin? So this series, as we've said, let's go back down to it, between a 3-2, a 6-2, a 3-2, and a 3-2, the goals have been a little bit more subdued, as you would expect when you have 2 elite-level goaltenders. But my question to you is whoever comes out of the East is going to be the one that's going to lift the cup. But we're going to find that out pretty soon. Getting set to start for the official game call here, Igor Shesterkin, 10-6. He was really, really good even in Game 3, but it was an avalanche of shots by the Tampa Bay Lightning, 51 in total, as they were pressing toward the end. They had to get Game 3, and they did. Andre Vasilevsky, 9-5, 254 goals against right now. So we're really going to see in this game whether or not it's going to go 3-1 advantage for the New York Rangers, or simply a 2-2 where it's even footing, and the Rangers will have to go back to MSG and try to figure that out. So are they going to take a foothold, or is Tampa Bay going to come back and actually tie this thing? Let's figure this out, and let's have some fun tonight on the call. So this is going to be Mika Zibanejad and Steven Stamkos. Lighting, win the draw. Jan Ruda tries to get it in deep across the blue line, but York cuts it off. So Tampa Bay in this period is going to be going left to right across the timeline. The Tampa Bay Lightning are in the solid blue and the white striping, while the New York Rangers are in the white shirt, going to go right to left. Rangers get it down the ice. Jan Ruda is the first one to touch and try to chip this out. It stays with the Rangers toward the blue line side slap shot. Vasilevsky hits it off with the left pad. Loose out in front of the right slot. And Vetrano has his shot blocked, as that was a really good opportunity there for Victor Hedman and come out and play some defense before things got a little dangerous. So a very auspicious start here. A chance for the Rifle to be able to get a shot on, but at the 1928 mark, you get a stoppage as the puck goes up and on a play. So again, my box score all set up here. On the ESPN side, again, I got the Sportsnet feed. I may or may not be joined by Cooper Hopkins a little bit later throughout this broadcast, so we'll keep an eye on that. Right now, it's an offensive zone draw here for the New York Rangers, as we're going to see if the kid line can do some damage going forward here. Between Capo Cago, Alexei Lafreniere, it's been absolutely crazy with Filipino as well, just being able to absolutely dominate and get that experience. And Gerard Gallant couldn't probably be more happier as far as all that's considered. So DeAndre Miller from Jacob Schruber gets it back to Artem Panarin, racing down the left wing side. It's a one-on-one. He's going to play a pass out in front, but just the Lightning players are there. And there could be a breakout here for Kucherov. Nice back and forth. Slot pass goes to the left of the face-off dot as it found nobody. Now the Lightning go back to pick it up with Stamkos. Slap shot there from Kucherov, and that goes just wide, picked up by Keandre Miller and put across the red line, the striped red line with that, because Zibanejad's going to go ahead and take a change. And Andre Vasilevsky will come over the goal crease and leave this one with Zach Bogosian. So Zach Bogosian right now is out there on the third line defense with Mikhail Sergachev, as far as I'm aware of right now, unless John Cooper plays something else. Here's a chance for Cirelli, and he just tosses it across behind the cage of Shesterkin, where the New York Rangers can intercept and take this one over. Rangers, number Toronto, trying to backhand this one in. It finds Vasilevsky, and he's going to take no chances and hold on to this one. With 18-16 left to go in the first period. John, are you with you? Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm in Amalie Arena. This is Game 4 between the New York Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Right now, it's a 2-1 series lead for the Rangers. Every single team has won the game at home. This is an opportunity here for the Tampa Bay Lightning to go ahead and tie this series up, or see if definitively the Rangers can take a 3-1 series lead against a team that's looking to go back-to-back-to-back. Tampa wins the defensive zone faceoff as this goes to McDonough now. McDonough has this toward the left faceoff dot. Nice breakout pass, but it got deflected. And there's a chance for Mika Zibanejad toward the right faceoff dot, trying to lead a slot pass out in front. It was stopped by Vasilevsky, and now this is sitting toward the right dot. Alexei Lafreniere couldn't get to it. And Tampa will go ahead and just take this change. Ryan Lindgren goes back to get this behind the goal cage of Igor Shesterkin. We got about 17:45 left to go in the first period. It's really just underway here in Game 4. Tyler Mott gets his clear attempt block. He gets it back, though. Nice fighting through the screen. And a shot there by Kevin Rooney gets stopped by Vasilevsky. The big cat makes the save. So it's 2-0 on the shot board for New York Rangers. Nothing yet here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, Tampa Bay really in Game 3, after they were down 2-0, they really got going toward the midway of that second period and all of the third. They absolutely dominated. Whether or not it was the New York Rangers, again, they were guilty of taking a couple penalties, just like Tampa Bay did, which got 2 goals of their own on that side. And when they won the Game 3-2. But the back end of it was whether or not they gave up too many shots on Shesterkin, or Tampa Bay just made such a great press to be able to steal that game that they had to have. So Belmar, on the fourth line side, he's going to be taking the draw as one of the Rangers got kicked out. You're looking at the stone eyes there of Vasilevsky. He's just staring into your soul whenever they show that on Sportsnet. Picked up now by Bogosian, trying to get this out in front. Jan Ruda is going to go a little bit ahead just in case if he needs to pinch. This is Bogosian trying to make a nice toe drag move. He made the save. It's Shesterkin, but Pat Maroon found it and scored. What a great move from Zach Bogosian. Sorry, that caught me by surprise. I wasn't expecting the defenseman to make such a glorious move, but he kept it live long enough. Igor Shesterkin made the first save, and Pat Maroon gets the Tampa Bay Lightning on the board. So how about that for John Cooper's team? Zach Bogosian, can't tell him that the defenseman can't skate. That was a nice toe drag out in front. Shesterkin made the first save, but that was a great move there by Bogosian. Who says the big man can't skate? Wow, that was a lot of fun to watch. That actually, Zach Bogosian caught me by surprise. So here we go. It is the Tampa Bay Lightning with the first one on the board right now. 2 goals in the last 5 games for Patrick Maroon. Makes it 1-0 in favor of the Tampa Bay Lightning. 3 shots to 2. The Rangers have that advantage on that. But again, that was an excellent move there by Bogosian just to be able to get that done there. That's absolutely incredible. So 17:22 left to go in the first period here. John out with you from Amalie Arena. Tampa Bay has just taken a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Patrick Maroon, assisted by Zach Bogosian and Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, the fourth line and third line defense, getting it done. Puck is on the red line on the left side in behind the cage of Vasilevsky, and Tampa's going to be the first one to get to this. Frank Vatrano got cut off. It was kept inside by Keandre Miller, but the shot went wide. It really pinballed out in front of the blue line, where Tampa Bay and Corey Perry is able to get this in deep. Here's a chance there for Hagel. He got cut off, and the puck fell right to Shesterkin. He's going to take no chances. He's going to hold on to this one. 16:45 left to go in the first period. This is Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Final between the New York Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. And my goodness, as we look at it now for about the third time, Zach Bogosian, you don't want a defenseman to be able to make a move like that to you, and that is room service. Nice setup there for Patrick Maroon, got the easy rebound. So Zach Bogosian back on the ice right now. Nikita Kucherov and everyone else looking on. Tampa Bay's got to feel good right now getting the early lead at home. Again, if they go back 2-2 after getting this stuff going back to MSG, Tampa Bay's got to feel like a reset just happened. They got to feel pretty good. Kucherov tried to play this one out in front. It didn't find Shesterkin, and Panarin's going to play this one to Andrew Cobb. He's been very, very good since coming over from the Winnipeg Jets. Panarin lets the wrist shot go. It bounced right off toward the outside of the blue line. And that's going to get picked up now by Lindgren. Lindgren will hold. There's one forechecker here for Tampa Bay, and that was Kucherov. He's just going to kind of hold it off. It's a 3-on-1 coming back into the neutral zone here. Tampa's got a lot of their bodies back there. As this dumps in the left corner to Mikhail Sergachev. Sergachev gets this one outlet. A nice outlet pass to Kucherov, but it's 3-on-2. Tampa needs some reinforcements as this goes back in toward the right side face-off dot. Picked up now, but it is turned over. Here's a chance for Plot. Chernak keeps it in the zone, but it's offsides. 15:44 left to go in the first period. John out here with you. 1-0 Tampa has the advantage as we're just underway here early. So let me give you the official goal total here. It was Pat Maroon from Zach Bogosian and Pierre-Edouard Bellemare at the 2:38 mark of the first period. Vasilevsky's already 3 for 3 making saves. Shesterkin is 1 of 2. So we're going to continue to see here. Again, this is a very monumental game for both teams, but I would venture to say, if I had to guess, this is probably even a bigger game for the New York Rangers. They want to be able to go up 3-1 and try to find a way to get some traction in this series. Somebody knocked down on the Rangers side. There's no helmet. Plays alive, and Tampa's got this across the blue line side. They've kept it in, and now Chernak will have to come all the way back to go collect this thing in the defensive end. Chernak will get this one down the ice. The icing is waved off as this finds Keandre Miller. So Miller's out there right now. Schneider. So second and third line defense is out there. Miller still trying to skate into the zone. He leaves it here for Chris Kreider. Kreider tries to shoot one off the left pad of Vasilevsky, and it is stopped. Picked up now by the Lightning. This is a 1-on-3. Pat Maroon was able to stay on sides. Plot plays it out front. Big save by Shesterkin. The rebound's loose. Shot in the high slot. And I think it goes in. I think it went in and out. The horn went off. Unless the shot went wide, the refs are waving this one off. The horn went off. I thought the shot maybe went wide, and the horn went off arbitrarily as Gerard Gallant was looking on. We'll see if the refs can give us the official call. I'm seeing this the CBC Sportsnet feed now. Shot goes into the slot, and yeah, it went off the back wall. It never went in the net. So that was a little arbitrary there for the goal horn to blow. So it is still 1-0. Wanted to make sure all that stuff is done. So sorry, guys, no goal there. We're gonna have to wave this one off. So again, the auspicious start has already really continued on both sides, but that was a good rush there. It was Killorn and Vetrano that kind of got hung up there a little bit, and the stick was being held. That helped the Rangers and the Lightning try to get something going here. And Vetrano, maybe a couple shots went towards Sturkin because he couldn't get back on defense, having to get the bucket back on the top of his head. So 14:50 left to go in the first period. Again, the previous play was not a goal. It was just the goal horn that went off arbitrarily there, as it's 3-3 on the shot board on both sides. Tampa Bay Lightning is up 1-0, courtesy of Patrick Maroon, assisted by uh, crazy Zach Bogosian and Pierre-Edouard Belmont. Palat is going to get kicked out of the draw. So it's going to be Zibanejad with Brandon Hagel. Zibanejad wins it clean here for the Rangers, but the Tampa Bay Lightning steal it. And they can't keep it across the blue line, so they got to come all the way back to check up and get this thing. Tampa trying to keep this alive off the left kick plate and trying to work their way across the red line. Tampa does, even though New York has had some great defense. Keandre Miller cuts this off and tries to flip this one just ahead toward the left off, but Tampa Bay's forecheck is alive and well. Keeping it across the blue line now. The rebound just eludes Shesterkin as this goes in toward the left corner of the faceoff dot and across the red line now. Rangers trying to get this out. Tampa still alive and well. Slap shot there. Gets blocked. Hedman had a bid. Still some traffic out in front there by Tampa Bay. Cirelli going to play this one to Chernak. Chernak going to try to shoot this in through, but blocked by Mika Zibanejad. Picked up by Kreider. Kreider tried to play it nicely to Zibanejad in between the legs. Zibanejad is just going to get a dump in that Vasilevsky had to stop, and the first line for the Rangers is going to go ahead and make a change. As this goes back to Chernak and behind the cage of the Big Cat. Tampa trying to break out now for the neutral zone. They might be the first one to get to this puck, although there's three Rangers in the back end of it. Rooney, Keandre Miller. This is Bogosian now. Bogosian with another move. He got knocked down on his wallet, though. Palat joins in. And is there going to be a penalty called? There will be one. We'll see who this one's going to be on. I think this might be against Tampa Bay. It's going to put it's going to be against the New York Rangers, and Ryan Reeves is going to put Tampa Bay on the power play, even when they've already scored. So when we come back, we're going to call that Tampa Bay power play 1-0 Wolves.
Welcome to your new home. You're probably scared. It's okay. If you get homesick, try making one of Mom's recipes. Invest in a good winter jacket. Trust me. And make sure you start with the right advisor. They're going to be by your side for a long time.
Any car can take you places, but mine does so much more. It keeps me connected to the thing I like, heading in the right direction, and looking good. When the unexpected happens, it helps protect me. That's why it's more than just a car to me.
The mantra. Stay connected and protected.
Welcome to Bet365, the world's favorite sports book. You can bet on football, basketball, baseball, hockey, MMA, and soccer. You can even make a bet while the game is still being played. Yes, you can. But here's the best part. Bet365 is the world's favorite sports book. And this is no ordinary betting app.
It's time to see who's hungry. Brought to you by Skip the Dishes, the official food delivery app from the NHL. The Kid from an absolute force for the Lightning. Before tonight's goal by Maroon, the 60 has scored. Their last 5 goals, including that brilliant game-winning assist in Game 3 in the final minute. Now, last year, Kucherov was in the first player since Barrel in 91 and 92 to outright lead the Stanley Cup playoffs in scoring. And now in the pursuit of a third straight Stanley Cup. The clock 2 minutes for tripping. And you watch him here just get that stick in there as Bogosian makes a move to the right. That stick gets wrapped around, takes him down. Didn't like the call too much.
So we're going to get back into the official action right now. It's going to be an offensive zone draw here for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and that's because Ryan Reeves is going to be in the box here for tripping. So this is a really good opportunity for the Lightning. They'll take a 2-0 advantage. Hedman gets the face-off there from Stamkos. Kucherov is going to play this one now. Across Palat. Kucherov holding toward that left dot. Tried to find Palat. He got a cross-check off the puck. Kucherov corrals it, gives it to Hedman in the high slot, lets it go into the screen, and it's toward the left of the red line in the left face-off dot. Back there, Hedman, Kucherov, back in the left face-off dot. Hedman in the high slot. Kucherov play catch. Put it with a one-touch to Palat. Big save by Shesterkin as the whistles will blow. 13:05 left to go in the first, 1:32 left to go in the power play for the Tampa Bay Lightning as we had a meeting behind the goal cage of Shesterkin. And that was very calm. That was good puck movement there by Tampa Bay. They had a screen out in front by Palat. Everything worked as picturesque as it could have for the Tampa Bay Lightning within that first about 28 seconds here on the power play. So Shesterkin trying to stay calm here in the goal crease. Again, I think this is another game that's probably bigger for the New York Rangers than it even is for the Tampa Bay Lightning, even though the Lightning are down 2-1 in this series. Face-off win there by Stamkos. Finds Hedman. Hedman. One-timer for Kucherov. It's loose. Is it in is the question. Tampa's trying to fight this one. Sticks are flying everywhere. Corey Perry's down. Keandre Miller was down. And it looked like it might not have crossed the red line, although Tampa Bay is going to want to check this thing. And when it was one-timed, it looked like it might have went across, maybe, that goal line. I didn't think so upon first blush, but the puck was loose. So the face-off was won by Stamkos. Hedman had it. He passed it to Kucherov for the one-timer, and it's in between the legs of Shesterkin well before that red line from what I initially saw now upon the second look of this replay. Shesterkin down, diving toward the left side, trying to keep this one in, holding those legs together so the puck did not cross. And I couldn't see anything definitively across that blue paint, but there was a massive humanity trying to put that puck right in between the legs, and it's still there, still there, still there. And upon push, it's crossing the line, but it is underneath the leg. But upon the push, it would cross the line. But the puck kind of got swallowed up. He couldn't see where it was. Although when he was pushed in the net, I would say this, the puck is already going into the net as he's getting pushed in, but you cannot see it on the replay. That's just upon first glance when you think about where the puck was when you initially saw it off the rebound of Kucherov. So the puck should be frozen is what the announcers are saying, what the referees, linesmen, and everything else are trying to figure out. It is under review. Most people are thinking this should not be a goal. That was still good face-off win there by Stamkos. Hedman set up Kucherov and got something really nice out of it. No doubt about it. Shesterkin had to make a great save, and it didn't really go across the line until he was forced to get pushed in. So that would be the question. So the play was killed prior to the goaltender being shoved. So Tampa Bay is still going to be on the power play. Still going to get an offensive zone draw. $1:25 left to go on the power play. They're just going to have to try again for their second goal here. But that was a really good look there by CBC and the players and everything else. That was good full effort there on both sides and a good save by Shesterkin. So when you think about Corey Perry, Ryan Getzlaf and Ryan Kessler on the Anaheim Ducks being physical, you see a lot of that stuff here with Tampa Bay and with the Dallas Stars before that. So this is cleared out by the Rangers, and this goes to Victor Hedman. 80% penalty kills got better over the last 10 games here for the Rangers. Lightning, Kucherov. Going to try to lead this one across to Palat. Palat. Play this around the kick plate as this finds Kucherov. Nice setup there, but it couldn't be held by Victor Hedman. And a 21% power play, just as much about ranked 10th in power play out of the 16 teams. Perry. Holding, leaving for Palat. Now Victor Hedman. Kucherov thought about the slap shot. Hedman wants it. He's going to get it toward the high slot. This goes back. Kucherov One-time shot for Palat, and what a save there by Shesterkin with the pad. This has been a glorious power play by Tampa Bay. They haven't scored on it yet, though. And a shot there could have been for Palat by Kucherov. He couldn't find it. Kucherov fakes the slap shot, passed out in front of the slot, and cleared by the Rangers. 20 seconds left to go on the Lightning power play. They've been incredibly dangerous. Palat with a great move to keep it in live toward the left faceoff dot. Palat has to come back and get this one. He's falling down, and Victor Hedman will just make sure that nothing bad happens there. He gets it in the high slot. He leaves the pass across left faceoff dot, and it's stolen and intercepted. So the Rangers kill the penalty. It was a good work by them to be able to do that. 2 shots on the power play for the Tampa Bay Lightning, but it looked like a lot more. The puck possession was really good. And again, one of those ones was killed because Shesterkin was pushed into the net. They want a penalty against for what happened to Eric Chernak getting slashed. You're not going to give one, the Emily Arena crowd. This goes back to Plot. Picks it up with Chernak. Ruda lets this one go in through the screen. It gets blocked there as Alex Killorn picks this one up here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Killorn trying to find Chernak. Chernak has to be the one back. Again, there's a few Lightning players back there as it goes back to the big cat, Andrei Vasilevsky. He's going to leave it there for his defense. And McDonough, he almost got swiped off the puck there. Cirelli's got it now. He's going to cannonball this thing across the red line. And Tampa Bay is going to try to go ahead and get some forechecking in here. Picked in now by Artemi Panarin. Nice outlet pass, but it just went away from Strome, who was just getting off the ice and closing that door. Outlet pass goes off sides at the 10:31 mark. Panarin is in a lot of pain off the bench. I didn't get a chance to see exactly what happened, but we'll take a look on the Sportsnet feed right now. So Panarin, that shot off the dump in off Chernak hit him right in the left leg where there was no padding. And he has got his head down. He is in a lot of pain right now. So that is going to cause a little bit of a welt there, but no worse for wear. Looking at Ryan Lindgren also on the bench. He is tied for second in blocks with Jacob Trouba, as both of those guys are absolutely warriors there for the New York Rangers. But the Rangers are down 1-0 in this contest with 10:20 left. Just about at the halfway mark of the first period. Keandre Miller will get it back there from his defensive partner. Miller under all kinds of trouble here, able to get this one down across the red line. And Vasilevsky will have to touch this one with the goal stick. And Tampa Bay is going to have to be quick about getting this out of their own zone. Tampa trying to get an outline across the red line. They're going to dump this one in instead. Keandre Miller find the defensive partner in Jacob Trouba. Now gets it from Trouba. There's this Artemi Panarin. Panarin tried to outlet it, and it was turned over. As it was turned over again, the Rangers have given it away quite a few times. They've not played the first period that it's looked like in the first couple of games in this series. Shesterkin tried to glare, and they didn't know where it was, but the Rangers were there for support. There's Capo Caco, Filipino. They're trying to just keep this puck alive amongst themselves, and Ryan Lindgren will throw this across to Adam Fox. Now gives it back to Lindgren. Lindgren tries to survey here and leave this here for Hedl. Heedle's going to dump this in across the left side red line. Tampa has to get this one out quick. There's a decent forecheck there from the kid line, and that's probably the best line that the Rangers have had, even though you've had a lot of goals there and assists from Zibanejad and Panarin or Chris Kreider, respectively. That kid line is getting more and more confidence every single game. Jan Ruda bumped up the puck there as this finds Lindgren. Now Tyler Mott trying to skate across the red line. Nice setup there for Rooney, but his shot gets blocked and goes up on a plate. 8:54 left to go in the first. We are going to get a stoppage. 1-0 Tampa Bay Lightning. Come back. We're going to call more of the first period action in a moment.
Hi, Arjun. Welcome to your new home. You're probably a bit scared.
What's going on? We have a
Get homesick.
commercial stoppage right now. It is 1-0 in favor of the Tampa Bay Lightning. And if you can believe it, it was the fourth line in mix of the third line defense getting it done. It was at the 2:38 mark. Patrick Maroon got the heavy rebound created by Zach Bogosian and his world-class skating. You don't often say that at defense, with Pierre Robelmar getting the assist. And that's where we're at right now. Within this first period, let me give you some team stats. Shots on goal here. 6-4 in favor of the Lightning. This has not been the same type of period for the New York Rangers. as it has been before within the first couple of games in that first period where they have a little bit of trouble trying to get the puck out and all that stuff. You hadn't seen that much in the first couple of games. You've seen that a lot right now. Tampa Bay is playing a really good defensive game, and some of those outlet stretch passes, those breakout passes, are not hitting.
Seriously, you can bet on things like touchdown, money line, touchdown, world hits, next goal scorer, hideout. Download the app now and see for yourself why Bet365 is the world's favorite sportsbook.
Back to about 24 hours for the Tampa Bay Lightning. All of us here at Sports Network pass on our condolences to Lightning assistant coach Derek Dulon and his family. Derek's mother, Donna, passed away yesterday at age 74. The Lalonde family from Gresham Falls, New York, is right along the Canadian border in upstate New York. Lalonde not behind the bench tonight. We send our best to his family.
Thank you, David. Yes, sir. Condolences to the Lalonde family. Get set here for a face-off. The Tampa Bay.
Getting back into the official action, it's a face-off in the Tampa Bay Lightning zone. The Rangers are down 1-0. They got to try to make something happen here. Although it's still early, Slapshot gets blocked there by Lindgren a couple times. Blocked by the Lightning. Picked up now by Rooney. He lets it go. Stopped there by the Big Cat. Belmar gets this one down the ice. This is trying to go to Hagel. Hagel and Maroon are going to try to race for this thing, but it's touched up by Braden Schneider. And it's going to be another offensive zone faceoff here for the New York Rangers with 8:36 left to go in the first period. Now, this playoff series, like I said in the open, is more or less the lines of a low-scoring contest. Again, it was 6-2 in the first game that Cooper and I covered in Game 1, but then it was respective 3-2 results, with the Rangers getting the second game at home as well, and then Tampa Bay getting Game 3. So there's going to be a lot less goals when you think of Shesterkin and Vasilevsky, but how will that translate in the Stanley Cup Final is what we're going to know. But not going to know for a while because Colorado is going to get at least 10 days rest or more, depending on how this series goes. For as good as the Avalanche have been, I wonder how that will translate when you get into the Stanley Cup Final. But if you're on the other end of it, it's good to have that long rest. Vasilevsky in the last 5 home games, a 148 goals against with about a 960 save percentage. So he's been very, very good. And I think I'm accustomed to this back-to-back-to-back possible cup run. A lot of that is owed to the Big Cat. Not only do you have Stamkos, Kucherov, Hedman, Point is not going to be available maybe until the Stanley Cup Finals if they get there. But Vasilevsky has been that mainstay. Don't forget, he's still only 27 years old. Warren gets this one down the ice. Cirelli might have a chance with Stamkos. Stamkos in all alone. And nice defense there by Mika Zibanejad to be able to get back just enough to bother Stamkos before he got an opportunity there. Igor Shesterkin. That could have been bad there for Rangers fans, but Zibanejad with a nice 200-foot game will close that out. So Frank Petrano going to leave this one now for Lindgren. He's got that playoff beard working right now. He's going to leave this now instead for Adam Fox and behind the cage with Shesterkin. And now the Rangers will try to break out. Kopp is out there with Barclay Goudreau. So that's a little bit of a mix on the second and fourth line, unless Gerard Gallant is going to want to make wholesale line changes anyway. Haven't seen as much of the kid line on the road. Again, I didn't get a chance to watch too much of Game 3. I got to listen to a lot of the second and third period. But I haven't seen as much of the kid line on the road as I would see at MSG. And maybe that isn't a pituitary thing because, you feel they're going to be more comfortable at home than they are against an Amalie Arena against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I'm going to keep my eye on that as this goes along. So, chance for Andrew Kopp and Steven Stamkos on the draw. Offensive zone draw here for the Lightning, but it's won by the defense there. Andrew Kopp able to get this one as this goes past Jan Ruda. It's for the race for the puck right now, as this is Alexei Lafreniere out there right now with Artemi Panarin, so that's pretty interesting as well. Here's a chance for a 1-on-2. Stamkos, Palat couldn't find it. He couldn't let it go. And Barclay Goudreau was able to steal and find this thing. Throwing it down the ice was Keandre Miller. Vasilevsky calmly comes out of the goal crease and plays this one with about 7 minutes left. Stamkos, 2-on-1 with Kucherov. Wrist shot, stop there. Stamkos had a bid toward the right post. Shesterkin said no. Panarin, nifty move out in front. Trying to throw it to Barclay Goodrow, but he couldn't find it. Almost intercepted there by the Lightning. Nice keep across the blue line as Adam Fox went to help Lindgren try to find that thing. And this goes back to Lindgren. Lindgren now lost it as the Lightning are able to find it and get possession. Ross Colton's trying to fight through. There's a chance for Corey Perry. Leaves it here for Ross Colton nicely, using that body work. Going across Gretzky's office. Back toward the blue line, high side. Picked up now by Mikhail Sergachev. Mikhail Sergachev now in behind the cage. Sergachev toward that left faceoff dot. As this is wrapped all the way around. He's picked up now toward the left dot with Corey Perry. He's skating backwards. He tried to dump this across the left side boards. Still worked in there nicely by the Lightning. Corey Perry had it sticked away by Shesterkin with the active work there. He was trying to go for a wraparound. Shesterkin had none of it. And this goes back down the ice. This is a chance for Bogosian to check up and behind the cage and let the Lightning get some wholesale changes as we hit the 5:45 mark of the first period. Nice outlet pass. Palat trying to fight through a screen there. Picked up there by Strome. Strome had to fight through to try to get this out. Mika Zibanejad now. Chris Kreider racing down the open left wing. Kreider spins around the cage. Has it now toward the right dot. Kreider working his way through the high slot. Lets it go. And it goes high off the inboards. Picked up now by Kreider momentarily and then turned over. One of the Lightning players pushed down. No call. The play is still live. Kreider holding off the half spin. Shoots it now. Vasilevsky made the first save. It's with the Lightning in behind the red line. Lightning now. Lost it to Keandre Miller. Rangers doing a good job trying to keep this alive. Miller plays this around the kick plate as this goes to Lindgren. Frank Petrano with the rifle. He lets it go, and it goes pinballs off. Back to Vasilevsky, and the Lightning can get this one down the ice. 4:45 left to go in the first period. Again, the Rangers looking to attack right to left. They are down a goal in this first period, 1-0. It was Pat Maroon with the first at the 2:35 mark, 16 shot attempts to 13 in favor of the Lightning, and they have the 1-0 edge. Lightning trying to get this across the red line now as Palat gets cut off. Picked up now by Mika. Mika tried to leave it there for Capocacco and got turned over. Delmar puts it in deep. Here's a chance now for Braun. Braun and Schneider out there now with the third line defense. Belmar on the fourth line out there right now for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They made some work there with Pat Maroon and Belmar in that first goal. Turned over. Maroon tried to find it, and the pass went too far for an icing where Braun had the last touch-up. So 4:07 left to go in the first period. John Under with the Anomaly Arena in Tampa Bay, Florida. It's going to be an offensive zone draw here for the New York Rangers as they're trying to draw even. Again, we still have a long way to go in this contest. 4:07 left to go in the first period. It's a fast-moving period, but most notably, it's a period where there's been a lot of turnovers on that Rangers side. And even though there's been a couple good defensive plays, and Stamkos had some shots, you can feel good about that. But there's been some turnovers here for the Rangers that are unaccustomed from what we've seen in the first couple of games. Rangers now get this across their own end as Top gets a pass across now, trying to play it in front for Barclay Goodrow. This is kept with Adam Fox and across the blue line side and now picked up in toward the right dot. Now in across the red line. Rangers have this thing. Kopp leaving it with Panarin toward the left face-off dot, trying to put a pass backhanded through the slot, intercepted there by Nikita Kucherov. Nikita Kucherov turning off the Jets, trying to find Sergachev. Sergachev comes all the way in there with Stamkos. Stamkos lost it, and this goes back to New York all the way down the ice. It's going to be an icing against the Rangers. So Tampa's going to have an offensive zone draw. So it's 8 shots to 7 in favor of the New York Rangers. They are down 1-0 in this contest with 3:27 left to go in the first. At the 3:25 mark, it was the first goal of the game from Pat Maroon on that fourth line. So the fourth line and the third line defense was the ones that got the first points of the game there for Tampa Bay Lightning. Are we going to see a 2-2 series tie or a 3-1 series lead for the Rangers? That's the question. Palat picks it up off the rebound and then high off the kick plate. Try to get saved there by Kucherov. Palat lost it. Picked up now by the Rangers. Gloved down nicely there by Jan Ruda. And Kucherov will come across the Bolts logo. Palat has this in toward the left face-off dot. Leaves it there for Ruda. The shot goes wide. Ruda's going to get this one back from the defensive partner. And Victor Hedman. Kucherov trying to keep this alive with the left face-off dot with Palat. Palat picks it back up. Lets it go into the screen. Stopped by Shesterkin. Stamkos tried to tip it. And now this is across the red line. Stamkos trying to fight there between Keandre Miller, trying to get picked up against Barclay Goodrow. Lafreniere and Lindgren also out there as well. Lindgren lost it. Panarin trying to find it as well. Lindgren still behind the cage of Shesterkin as the Lightning still have this thing. Stamkos will like to just play this one out in front of head. Stamkos still being targeted. Kucherov as well. And this goes back across the Bolts logo on the red line as Hedman's going to leave this here for Jan Ruda. Hedman gets it now and behind the cage of the big cat. Hedman, all 6'5" of them, is going to spin around and still get going here. Hedman's going to leave a pass now here for Palat. And Palat will dump this one down. Ross Colton also in behind the cage looking for it in case there's an outlet in toward the left dot. Nice work there by Corey Perry to try to pry this one loose, but the Rangers find it. And this goes back to the big goal stick of Andrei Vasilevsky. So now Zach Bogosian can play this into the second line defense as this gets across the red line. And this was last touched by Shesterkin, so the icing is waved off. And now the Rangers can get something going. Rangers trying to cross through the neutral zone. Nice couple moves there by Mika Zibanejad trying to keep that alive. Somehow found it in between three Lightning. This goes back to Frank Petrano. Trying to pass this one ahead to Chris Kreider when it gets turned over. Keandre Miller out there with Trouba now, back on defense. Here's a shot and got blistered through and stopped by Shesterkin. Picked up now by Ross Colton. Colton was the one that just let that go. Trying to find it there for Ryan McDonough. And McDonough gave it away. Chris Kreider now with the first line defense. And now Kreider returns the favor as this gets picked up by the second line defense. Chernak having some trouble. Nice work there by Keandre Miller to keep that alive. But New York had to check in and get back on sides. So they couldn't get anything going on that play when it looked like there could have been a breakthrough. Keandre Miller trying to get an intercept right now as we're down to the final minute. About 50 seconds left to go in the first period. Chernak has it now with Cirelli. Picked up now by Ruda. But New York has this thing into the high slot. Lindgren from Fox. Fox has it now in holding. Is patiently waiting for a lane to open up. Leaves it here for Lindgren off the back skate. Lindgren still trying to pass his way in toward the right dot as this is picked up by Mika Zibanejad. Lindgren lets it go into the screen. He gets it back. Lets it go again. Big save by Vasilevsky. And the Rangers and the Lightning get this one down the ice as the Rangers have to check out with 18 seconds left. Fox gets across the blue line in the high slot. Will back off. He waits for Keandre Miller now. Tries to pinball this into the screen, but it found nothing but Lightning bodies. Keandre Miller couldn't hold it. It's a race for the puck. That's won by Fox, and that should end the first period. 1-0 in favor of the Lightning as we end one. 10-8 on the shot board, but it was Pat Maroon with the first goal in the first period early. That put the Lightning on the board first in Game 4. When they come back, enjoy that intermission, everybody. We're going to call the second period action in its entirety, and then have the full game story in its entirety with the play-by-play, local-sports-guide.wordpress.com. We'll be back to call the second period action in a moment.
Shots on goal favor the New York Rangers. They had 10 but it is Pat Maroon with his third of the Stanley Cup playoffs this season. Ron McLean and the battle after the break.
This period of the Stanley Cup playoffs is brought to you by Scotiabank. See how we're changing the game at scotiabank.com/hockey-for-all.
I'm gonna need one of those.
McCafe at home. Coffee for coffee lovers. How are we doing, guys?
I'm fantastic.
We're the greenest ever. Anything thirsty? Of course not.
Classic. Promise. Bring your garden to life.
Stop dreaming. Start driving. Red Tag days are here. Order your Toyota today. Visit shoptoyota.ca. Come back.
It's 5 a.m. and I feel like I can do anything.
We've got apples and cabbage, 7,000 dahlias, vegetables, and
Risky the dinner.
Over here, she's 1868.
there's a lot of pushy deck stuff out there, but
This is a happy place.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your life. How will you make the most of yours?
Huron Tractor, the right choice. Visit HuronTractor.com today. Breaking news. Get the CBC News app now for the latest local and international breaking stories that matter to you. Download the free CBC News app today. Get your late night snack as men and women compete in Rome. Beach volleyball world championship Saturday at 22 on CBC and CBC Gym.
21st, it's time to crown the NHL's top rookie, best defenseman, most valuable player, plus top goalie, and more. Celebrate the NHL Awards, June 21st on Sportsnet.
One thought about Elliot, he's the best in the business.
Here, knows how to work into the league. He's always got the scoops.
Jeff Merrick.
Keep valuing Jeff.
Truth is, he carries the podcast.
32 Thoughts, the podcast, presented by GMC.
A lot of praise in the pre-show for John Cooper and his deployment of Nikita Kucherov. And honestly, it's Patrick Maroon. It's the only way to have Patrick Maroon in key situations. And obviously, Zach Bolt and Kelly are hot on the performance of Maroon in the first period. Wanted the Tampa Bay here in the fourth game on that. So let's go to the Okay, so a little surprising, right? Not really known as an offensive catalyst, but tonight in the first period, he certainly is. That's a funny smile. So let's go to Bogosian and what he's doing here and trying to get involved in the offense. And so this was on the first goal. I mean, you're going to describe this later, Kevin, but there's a really nice offensive play by Bogosian. And then all of a sudden he's like, you know what, I'm going to do that again, something similar. So he goes back down low. And because of that, Ryan Reeves comes in and takes the penalty. So he's 2 for 2. Now here's going to be a third time. Listen, it's going so well. I'm going to go, and then I'm even going to go behind that, throw it back to my defensive partner. But here's what he's really known for. This is a great defensive play on Kreider. They take him all the way behind the net, and I like this. Follow him all the way up to the blue line. Make sure that Kreider can't do anything offensive. That was a really impactful period by Bogosian.
And go back to that goal, Cal. I'm more concerned about what the Rangers are doing. So they're either mesmerized by Bogosian's offensive abilities, I don't know why you keep laughing, or they're just what we call puck focused or puck watching, and that's when we're really able to jump into the goal. So every one of you see here, every Ranger is looking at this puck. It's a 1-on-4 essentially, but nobody's looking around looking to pick up guys. And I always tell my defense, when the puck's around the net, don't try to fish it out. All you have to do is look who's around on the other team to get under their stick, because it doesn't matter who gets the puck. If you let the guy stick up, he's not putting in. Ruin goes right to that. What's supposed to be the dirty area, it's not so dirty.
Down to Emily Arena. David Amber is with us. All right, Zach, what do you think has changed in this series the last 5 periods compared to the first 5 periods?
I think we've adjusted. We're moving our feet more. We're getting more pucks on this guy. Obviously, he's an elite goaltender, so we have to challenge him. And I thought we did it in Game 3, and we'll continue to do that the first 20.
You're best known as a lockdown defender, but maybe been miscast here. What gave you the confidence to sort of showcase those dangles you did in the first goal?
Well, it's part of our offense is having our D join the rush, and we have some good defensemen back there that can. We're all good skaters, so anytime we can join and to make a move like that, it's obviously icing on the cake, but I just wanted to get the puck to the net, and obviously when you put the puck there with Patty Maroon in front, there's not many better guys that can do that. So
thanks a lot, Zach.
Yeah, thank you.
Ron.
Thank you, DA. This was,
Yeah, that's right.
Really get some pucks on this guy.
Ryan Lindgren.
Well, last night it was Draisaitl, right, who was playing through everything, and Lindgren's like a cyborg these playoffs. It's just unbelievable how many times he's been in games and out of games. It goes right back to the start of the playoffs. This was right away. Jason Zuckertron leaping over him and caught him with the knee. And since then, at least once every series, this was against Carolina. He had a big shot block in this game, in this series, to help New York preserve their victory. it seems every game he's going back to the dressing rooms once, and like Bryce said last night, he gets hit with a puck. At least in this case, it's not friendly fire, but Lindgren, just what a performance throughout these playoffs, personifying the guts it takes to win at this time of year.
So, Kevin, you do a lot of teaching, stick handling, dipsy doodling, skates, edge work. I don't know how you teach awareness, and we're getting a ton of examples of great vision growth in these.
Yeah, that's my clip. I thought you were going to throw in the joke there. These are actually my clips. So we always talk about centermen having a plan and scanning the ice. Well, same thing for wingers. Sometimes when you get the puck on the wall, you have to know where to go with it before you get it because lanes close up quickly. So we got a couple of examples here, and obviously it's Kucherov, right? Watch this one-touch pass across ice on the tape. If he doesn't do that one touch, it doesn't get there. Same thing here. You're going to see Goodrow with the spin around the pass, but he knows he's doing that before. Same thing here, Kucherov. This is what's going to happen when you just take, and Panarin looks even here, but by the time you just look, slow the puck down, and go to make your pass, just that 2 second or 1 second window, guys get sticks in lanes and pucks don't quite get there. So have a plan in place, Elliot. I'm always going to.
Yes, you're clear. All right, let's just look at the goalies and how they're getting involved. They're not wingers and they're not centers, but they're moving pucks in interesting ways. The blocker of Vasilevsky is kind of epic. He can do it a couple of times in the first period. This was actually him using his goal pad, Kelly. And we've talked a million times about how he uses rebounds with his pads. 100%. This is where he realizes when you whistle. Here's a great glove scoop by Shesterkin to start the play going the other way, which is fantastic. That guy does that's a thing right there. Stick it to him. Okay, that's why he's mad. So, as you said, Zach Bogosian, not necessarily known for his offensive exploits, maybe miscast, as David Amber puts it, and it was uproarious to Kevin BX. It was uproarious to Zach Bogosian. Let's have a look at the smiles, beginning with who'd like to show reacting. Yeah, there's their reaction to the
not getting sucked in or getting sucked in.
And here's when he's told he was miscast. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, he knows.
A couple models right there.
And not here. All right. Short break. Bogo and the New York Rangers leading that guy 1-0. Sorry, the Tampa Bay Lightning leading that guy. Stuff with all the hey, the Big Rig. I know that nickname. Ruined it, my own little island.
Follow the NHL on social media for behind-the-scenes coverage of the biggest moments, original content with your favorite players, and highlights from the best plays in hockey.
Yo, I need you some Marine,
Check out even Stick particle accelerator technology.
Want to see a real breakthrough? I just saved even more bundling Sonic Home and Auto Insurance. Totally online in only minutes.
Wow. Take a moment, save a bundle. Visit Sun.ca. 93 cents, please.
Every day, we discover what inspires us. It can be the energy of the city, or the peace of the outdoors. We can enjoy being connected to technology today, while keeping an eye on tomorrow. Explore how movement can inspire you in the all-new Sportage here. Movement inspires.
How are we doing, guys?
Oh, I'm fantastic.
We're the greatest ever.
Just talking.
Anybody thirsty?
Of course not.
Classic. Grill mix. Bring your garden to life.
Walmart's helping deliver summertime fun with rollbacks. With these savings, you can make your budget go further. Find thousands of rollbacks both in store and at walmart.ca. Now get ready for the best summer ever.
It's time to honor Indigenous excellence with the 2022 Inspire Awards, celebrating 12 outstanding First Nations, Métis, and Inuit individuals. The 2022 Inspire Awards, Sunday, June 19th at 8 on CBC and CBC Gem.
There are no limits to how high you can go, how far you'll take it. At the Jeep No Limit sales event, get into a Jeep Wrangler and choose from our extensive inventory. Or Jeep Grand Cherokee. Select owners get up to $4,000 in total discounts, plus a 1% finance rate reduction. The Jeep No Limits event, where adventure has no limits. Commentators globally provided by Jack Victor.
First intermission to the SN Bets Big Board. Here's Cabby and Andy. Cabby.
Thank you so much, Ron McClain. I'm here with my co-pilot, Andy McNeil from VSiN. Pat Maroon has 3 goals in the playoffs this season. The big rig might be the key tonight because in every game he scored in the playoffs, Tampa Bay's won. 3-3, maybe 3-3. We'll see. Andy McNeil, what is your reading on the game so far?
Yeah, pretty even first period, all things considered. Both teams had 17 shot attempts, but high danger chances, 5-2 in favor of the Lightning, so they are getting the better opportunities. And the line has moved to minus 400 in favor of the Tampa Bay Lightning, plus 310 coming back on the other side with the New York Rangers down 1-0.
The Lightning have won 5 straight games on home ice in the playoffs, looking to make 6. I know the next 40 minutes will be exciting. Thank you so much, Andy. Back to you.
Hey, Cabby, Andy, Bet 365 said we shouldn't say big rig.
Marie Philip Boulin hired today as player development consultant by the Montreal Canadiens. It's a part-time role. She's still playing, of course, but the Canadiens really wanted her part of the organization and found a way to make it work. Meanwhile, the Seattle Kraken announcing today just a tough break for Chris Driedger. In the gold medal game of the World Championships, he suffered a torn right ACL surgery yesterday, out 7 to 9 months. Just off the roof for the goaltenders having a great tournament.
Great news today. PK Subban won the King Clancy Memorial Award. The NHL awards themselves will now take place June the 21st, right here on Sportsnet. 1-0, the Tampa Bay Lightning here in Game 4. And Adam Fox, who has an 8-game point streak going. He also had a 7-game streak earlier, trying to get the Rangers on track in the second period.
Writers and critics prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. For the loser now will be later to win, and the times they are a change. For the times they are a change.
Welcome to the Subway Eat Fresh Refresh. Logos on the other side, Mark. With new menu items like the Great Canadian Club, plus new ingredients like Canadian farm-raised deli-style turkey and ham. That's great. Subway, Eat Fresh, Refresh. I like it.
Waving it off. No. Let's go to the replay here.
Yep, that's a Johnsonville moment.
This entire country is dedicated to the singular goal of survival.
The new variant is complicating what was to be a return to normal.
Iceland was keen to be seen as a place to extract carbon from the air for decades.
And people, of course, have been sheltering down here. Thousands of refugees have entered Hungary.
Indigenous delegates heard something they've been hoping for, an apology.
Breaking news when it happened.
Get the CBC News app now for the latest local and international breaking stories that matter to you. Download the free CBC News app today.
All right.
Who needs napkins? Well, you've got pants. Playoff pants are back.
Breaks do not exist within the EMS world, so we have to create our own breaks. Our first night shift has always been ladies at midnight. It started off with something just at work. It's now become part of us.
This is big. Someone could win $1 million. Enter game code Momentum for a chance to win instant cash prizes at Sportsnet Now subscriptions. Go to sportsnet.ca/thisisbig or open the Sportsnet app to play.
Steven Stamkos went 7-10 in the first period of this game and had some looks. Fanning a couple of shots, but was very aggressive. This one was a one-timer. He tried to release with Kucherov in the slot. This one on the breakaway almost just couldn't handle his forehand here. Walks in. Elects to pass that one across. It doesn't quite connect, and here's a good wrister.
All right, we should be getting set for the second period action momentarily. Again, it was really just a one goal by Zach Bogosian, set up with a nice skate and some puck watching there, as they said eloquently on the CBC side that Pat Maroon put into the net, and that's where we're at right now. So this has been a really low event, as I like to say, point I like to say, in the sense of how everything is going. Let's get this official call set up here in a moment. It was 1-0 for Tampa. Some puck watching, turnover in the neutral zone for Rangers. And that's kind of how it sounds. So we're getting set for the second period neutral zone draw here. Tampa Bay is up 1-0. They're trailing 10-7 on the shot board. This is a chance for the Lightning to even the series at 2 games apiece, or for the Rangers to go up 3-1. There's still a lot to be figured out here in this game for Anomaly Arena in Tampa, Florida. Chance for the Rangers. Shot gets glove saved flashly there by Andrei Vasilevsky, as he had a bid there for Lindgren. So 11 shots for the Rangers, 7 for Tampa Bay now, and it was the first really good opportunity. Nice keep in there by Alexei Lafreniere with the glove hand. And he walks in, shoots in the high slot, and it's stopped with a flashy glove save. So Lindgren and Lafreniere, I got to make sure I look at that one pretty closely, because the face with the facial features and the beard are kind of pretty similar there on the side of it. As you know, look at the stone eyes that Andrei Vasilevsky, nice face-off one there for Hedel. And the kid lines out there, Ross Colton, trying to go off to the races, but it's 1-on-2. Fox trying to cut him off. Ross Colton will spin off. Picked up now by the Rangers. Rangers trying to get this out to the neutral zone. Filipino. Nice couple toe drags there as he skated through and left it there for Lafreniere. Pass across for Capo Caco. Try to go back to the point. Keandre Miller to play this with the glove hand. Leave it there for Alexei Lafreniere. Caco overskated this thing. And we'll see if Trouba can go in there and try to pick this one up. Picked up now by Hedel. Alexei Lafreniere trying to knock that one off. Hedel trying to come and join and get this thing. And this goes across the red line. Now with the Rangers. 18:45 still left to go in this second period. Hedel enters one more time. Another shot gets fought off there by the goal stick of Vasilevsky. This falls to Tampa. Tampa, nice crisscross there to be able to get out of their zone. And here's a nice move here for Cirelli, trying to fight off the body. Cirelli now on his way to the high slot, trying to leave it there for Stamkos. Pass went too far. And here's a chance now for Ruda to get this one back down with Hagel. Hagel is the one Tampa Bay Lightning player trying to get on this thing, trying to keep it alive. Bogosian with a quick shot. It bounced up in front of the air, but luckily for the Rangers, they were the only one in front of it as Keandre Miller was able to clear it. Stolen by Hagel and picked up now. So Keandre Miller and Trouba now having a tough time trying to get this thing out, but they do. This finally goes and almost stolen out on the other side. And someone runs into Vasilevsky. Another shot right on there. Vitrial was the one that ran into Vasilevsky. Another shot got stopped. Another shot got blocked. As Chernak was able to get a piece of it now. Chernak trying to skate through, trying to get around Barclay Goodrow as he comes off the ice. This goes back now to Ryan Lindgren. And Linger will go behind the cage of Igor Shesterkin to get this across the red line. Picked up now by Zach Bogosian. He's out there with Mikhail Sergachev. And across the red line as it's catapulted in, Rangers try to get an active stick and intercept this thing, try to pick it up in the neutral zone, but the team is having some problems right now on both sides. This has been a neutral zone battle in the last minute. 17-15 left to go in the second period. Johnny with you from Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. This is game 4 of the Eastern Conference Final between the Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, as we're going to say this many times throughout this series, Colorado Avalanche are waiting for a team to play right now. We're going to figure out whether it's the Rangers or the Lightning as this series will progress. Picked up now by Kucherov. Kucherov, Sergachev. Sergachev, nice breakout pass. Kucherov leaves for Stamkos. Had to weave in through 3 different Rangers, and the puck just fell across the red line to Mikhail Sergachev, who can try this one more time. He's going to leave this for his defensive partner, now Belmar, part of the fourth line out there with Pat Maroon. Belmar gets dumped, and here come the Rangers. Chance off the right face-off dot. Holding off the backhand, Tyler Mott. Casual stick save there by Vasilevsky. A little too casual there as the big cat was ducking across that right post. He just brushed that aside with the big goal stick. Mott trying to skate in ahead on the left face-off dot this time. He got cut off. Trying to get picked up there by Kreider. Kreider now trying to do some work in there with Tyler Mott and Ryan Reeves, I should say. Because Zibanejad out there now, with the fourth line. Schneider lets it go through the screen. This is going to go up and out play. 16:02 left to go in the second period, and Corey Perry has just returned from the players' bench. Didn't get a chance to see what happened to Corey Perry, and yeah, he got hurt blocking a shot. No doubt about it. He was diving all the way through it. I think the puck might have hit him in the right in the hands or maybe the upper part of the chest. He went down like a sack of potatoes trying to block that shot. That was still good effort there, but he's just returned in from the players' bench. So 16:02 left to go in the second period. Looks like the Rangers have kind of got their feet underneath them a little bit here in the second period, a little bit more of a push as comparison to the turnovers and some of the things that they've had in that first period of action here in this game 4. McDonough gets it off the clean face-off draw. He's going to leave it there for Chernak. Chernak turns it over as Mott will get this one in deep. Chernak collects it now. Going to get it back to McDonough. He lost it in between the zebras. The pass was picked off by the Rangers. Rangers trying to keep this alive toward the left side boards and left face-off dot. It's McDonough, Cirelli, Zibanejad, Panarin, all with sticks and skates in there. Zibanejad trying to fly by and pick it up, and this goes to the Rangers. Killorn, McDonough. Killorn now leaves it across for another defensive partner in Chernak, who puts this one in deeper. Killorn collects with Brandon Hagel. Gets the puck stolen. Killorn centers it out in front, and Cirelli fans an open shot in the slot. My goodness. McDonough. Maroon turns it over now. Nice step through by Zibanejad, but then he lost it at the neutral zone. Man, Cirelli had a wide open look to shoot at, and he just fobbed on the shot. And that could have been the first blood for the Rangers to tie this game at 1. Because Pat Maroon has the lone goal early in the first period. Palat tried to get spun off the puck. He did. This is with Hedman now. And between the neutral zone is just trying to get across the red line. Palat's trying to force his way through. Keandre Miller trying to leave it for his defensive partner, Jacob Trouba. Miller's been out there for about a minute 30 right now. So he's going to probably be looking to get a line change anytime soon, especially for the defenseman. Maybe they can get over a minute. But a minute 30 is usually about as much as you want to go. For the forwards, it's usually a little bit less because you have 12 and not 6. Picked up now by Miller as he tried to skate through. And now this is stolen. Cirelli had it, but he misplayed it at the red line. And now this is back with Schneider. So Schneider and Braun, the third line defense out there for Gerard Gallant's squad. The big cat will come out of the goal crease to play this one. And Bogosian is going to leave this here for Ruda. Trying to play this one ahead there was Hagel. It was turned over. Bogosian's going to pick this one up. Bogosian going to put this back across the red line, and the Rangers are having a tough time trying to get Tampa to get back into their own swing of things because Kopp is making life difficult with Panarin. And this goes back down to Igor Shesterkin now. Shesterkin will play this here for Adam Fox. And now Schneider. Schneider will get this across the red line. Tampa will come back and pick this up with Jan Ruda. Nice spin off, but he got knocked off the puck. This is a chance for Bogosian. And now put inside by Nash. Maroon is the lone forechecker here for Tampa. As the fourth line's out there with Nash, Belmar, and Maroon. And he's going to win the hybrid icing. 13-15 left to go. It's going to be an offensive zone draw here for the Tampa Bay Lightning as they're still enjoying a 1-0 lead here in Game 4. John here with you from Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. And we're going to see right now, again, as Colorado is still waiting, we're going to see right now whether or not Tampa will get a 2-2 series tie or New York will take a 3-1 series lead. So there is a lot left to go in this Game 4. And a second look is a nice setup from Kucherov and Cirelli, but man, he fanned on that shot. He had an opportunity to tie this game at 1. It's got about 13 minutes left to go in the second period. Hedman plays this one across, intercepted at the blue line. So not a lot of interceptions by Tampa on the blue line side when it was happening to the Rangers in the first period. So the Rangers are starting to take a little control of this thing, but the shot totals are low. 14-10 in favor of the Rangers, but Tampa's got the first one on the score line. Across the red line now is Zibanejad trying to find this thing. It's picked up now by Stamkos. Kucherov trying to help, and Kucherov steals it, and almost in between three Rangers, in between Fox and Zibanejad and Panarin. Here's a chance for Stamkos now, trying to center it out in front for Kucherov, and the defense there by Sergachev had to play this one quickly, but he turned it over. Now this goes to Adam Fox toward the right dot. Fox holding him patient into the screen. It goes to the left of the big cat, and this goes back across the blue line where it's a 2-on-1. Hagel, the trailer, and the pass couldn't get there. Kucherov lets it go, but it went wide. And Kucherov could have got that pass to Hagel. It might have been a good opportunity for Tampa to go up 2-0. Picked up now by Kucherov. Trying to find McDonough. Churinak gets it to McDonough now. McDonough wide into the kick play. Picked up now by Anthony Cirelli. Again on the first line because points not there. Lets it go into the screen. Palat shot it wide. And this is down across the red line now. Where Churinak can settle it down. He gets it to Ryan McDonough. So McDonough and Churinak on that second line defense. They've been out there for a while now. We'll see how much longer they'll stay. As this is in the Rangers zone. As Adam Fox going to take his time. Try to get a pass to Hedel. It's turned over by Cirelli. Cirelli will throw it down the ice, and this finds the giant goal stick of Igor Shesterkin. And now Jacob Trouba can play this one ahead. This goes down the ice where it finds Vasilevsky, and Vasilevsky can take his time with it. Turned over here, Alexei Lafreniere gets it still. Hedel lets it go. He tried to shoot for the right side post, and he shot it just high. Shot into the traffic by Keandre Miller, fought up by the goal stick of Vasilevsky. Tampa's got it now. Ross Colton trying to play it ahead for Sergachev. It's a one-on-one the other way. Keandre Miller, nice body work. They try to fight off Colton. Colton now with Hedel, trying to do some active stick checks as it's picked up there by Braun. He finds his defensive partner in the third line in Schneider. Braun and Schneider plays it across. Keandre Miller will get this one down the ice. So again, some of the other defenders are going to have to take a change here pretty soon. Keandre Miller gets it across for Lindgren. And Andrew Kopp is waiting in toward the middle of the Bolts logo, but the pass went off his left leg and picked up now by Tampa. Now picked up one more time by Barclay Goodrow, trying to play this ahead for Kopp. Cut off there by Hedman. Kopp trying to fight into the skate blades and sticks. Jacob Trouba lets it go through the screen. Vasilevsky made the save, and Kopp was on the doorstep, but there was no rebound. 10:08 left to go in the second period. It's still tight, and there's not time for teeth chattering yet, but the Rangers trying to make something happen in the second period. Still down 1. Come right back. We're going to call more of the second period action in a moment.
Trusted relationships through the entire legal process. Goldstein DiBiase. Call us first. 519-253-5242.
Today has shown us tomorrow has changed. Now we're more open to what's possible. Open to creating new ways and more opportunities. opportunity. Canadian businesses trust in theirs.
It's 5 a.m. and I feel like I can eat anything.
We've got apples and cabbage, 7,000 dahlias, vegetables, and
Brisket for dinner. You can come in here, 1968.
there's a lot of pushy that stuff out there, but
This is a happy place.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your life. How will you make the most of yours?
Huron Tractor, the right choice. Visit HuronTractor.com today.
Well, how about that 16-time world
Ric Flair is in the house. The Tampa Bay Lightning hoping they get a chance to get another goal here for Tampa Bay. So they're showing him on the Sportsnet side. I don't know who that girl is with him.
Career that spanned almost 50 years. WWF, WCW, we've seen it all, done it all.
Andrew Kopp with the offensive zone draw loss. Tampa Bay is going to find this one now as Victor Hedman's trying to skate out there with Nick Paul. I haven't seen too much of Nick Paul out there right now, but he's always usually pretty good here. Paul's got it now and toward the left side and trying to go around for Ross Colton. Picked up now by Chernak. Colton trying to get around with Nick Paul and Adam Fox and Ryan Lindgren. There's sticks in toward the left side of that face-off dot. One of the guys took a spill. I believe that was Ryan Lindgren, but what else is new on the other side? 1-on-2. Try to get left across, and the shot was gloved and fought off there by Vasilevsky and sticked away in toward the left dot. Perry plays this here for Victor Hedman once more as we hit past the halfway point. 9:20 left to go in the second period. As we've exchanged some pleasantries in between Corey Perry, but again, what else is new? Another one of those situations. Now this is in the right face-off dot. Try to get play ahead for Cirelli off a one-timer and a nice cut off there by the Rangers to stop that play from happening, but it was turned over into the zone. Kalorin will get this one, and he's going to flutter it up in the air, but it's going to be gloved and held by Igor Shesterkin. So we are going to get another stoppage here with 9:04 left to go in the second period. Stay tuned. We're going to call more of the second period action in a moment.
My visual. Oh, sorry. Is this better? Negative. Theaters June 17th. There's no better place to bet the NHL than on FanDuel Sportsbook. It's easy to find your bet and lock it in just a few simple taps. And on FanDuel, the action doesn't stop when the puck drops. With in-game betting, you can bet live games and updated odds right through the final moment. When you're ready to cash out, envision wins as little as 2 hours. FanDuel is now live in Ontario. Download FanDuel Sportsbook today and every moment more.
What's your job description again? To make your life easier. You're not doing that right now. Your platform should reflect the life that you want, not the life you have. What do you do for money? I'm a working woman now. Now you're losing. Am I?
Captain plays at home in Ottawa as they battle the Reds in Nations League volleyball. Saturday at 4 Eastern on CBC and CBC Jam.
Well, the big boys came to play game 3, 8 of the 9 points.
So I want to bring this quickly here. Nikita Kucherov, 147 points. Victor Hedman, 101. Stamkos, 84. Palat, 83. Rating .77. That's a lot for Stamkos considering how much time he's missed, and Kucherov as well. That's career playoff points franchise leaders. So there is a lot of hardware and success in between those 5 guys that were profiled there on Sportsnet. And that is why they have a 1-0 lead. And again, there was no panic after being down 2-0. Now in toward the left face-off dot. Jacob Trouba will play this one across the red line. This gets intercepted there by Chernak. Try to play it across to Hedman. And Trouba gets it back as it pinballs back to him. Zibanejad, nice pass as he was able to get that through before he got smoked. Kept inside the zone. Panarin trying to keep this one alive. Zibanejad finding his way to the front of the net, and the shot got blocked and went up and on the plate. And now Hagel comes together here with Frank Petrano as the gloves are off. And Petrano's feeding to a few fists. Hagel comes back with an uppercut. Petrano is really working over Hagel right now. Series of fists. Hagel's got a few in there. He's got his helmet off, and Petrano's got an eye. I don't find that fair. And now Hagel is down on the ice as they're still going at it. That's a good old-fashioned scrap there from Petrano and Hagel. You got to love that on the other side. And the fans rise to their feet as Hagel tells them, get up. And I don't think that's exactly fair there for Hagel on the other side, as Ric Flair loves it on the other side. Former WCW, WWE champ is in the house. Good old-fashioned fight there and scrap between Hagel and Frank Petrano. And you don't see that too much anymore, as a lot of those guys can actually score. Hagel met there with the cross-check. Petrano said, you want to go? Yeah, let's go. They shake the head. And Hagel gets his helmet ripped off there by Petrano. Petrano was just feeding him some overhand lefts, and Hagel had to go ahead and try to get some punches in through the helmet of Petrano. And that just doesn't feel good when you're punching a helmet more than you're punching a meat cleaver in the face. So it's going to be 5 for fighting on both sides, 19 hits to 11 in favor of the Rangers. Maybe 5 or 6 of those hits might go courtesy of Petrano's fist to Hagel's face. So now we're back into the action here as we just had a pretty good scrap. Igor Shesterkin will go pick up the puck as this goes slowly around the kick plate. And the Rangers need to kind of concentrate on the second end of it as there's offside entries. We're getting a neutral zone draw here. But an offside entry with 8:20, they need to try to find a way to get some offense going here. So, again, there's some ice on Hagel's hand. And, again, I can imagine why. When you're punching a helmet, that's going to hurt a lot more than punching a face and punching a visor. So, hopefully he didn't break any bones or things like that, because Hagel's pretty good at getting the job done on offense as well. Picked up now, as we're seeing both of them talking in the box, but I think it's more of a friendly chat than anything else right now, which is pretty fun on both sides. Again, it's just some really good work. He's like, dude, why don't you just take this helmet off? If my face is looking really beautiful, how's my face looking? That's what Vetrano was saying to him as they're choking around back and forth. So that's pretty cool. 8:20 left to go in this second period as you're getting an extended look on Sportsnet between those two. And they're really just having fun. In Sportsnet, I don't know if there's any other stuff going on right now. Okay, now we get a puck drop. I was wondering if there was some other extracurricular that they wanted to cut away from. So, defensive zone draw. Crowder gets all the way in the offensive zone. Chris Kreider trying to break it through with Artemi Panarin as it's intercepted. Kreider trying to find this one now. Played ahead for Rooney and Mott. So this is pretty interesting how Gerard Gallant's kind of just moved all these lines around and trying to get something going here for the Rangers, but they've been kind of shut down. Sergachev's pass went all the way back to Vasilevsky, and he had to be alert and make that save. Now the Rangers are back in across the red line as it gets dumped down. It gets held there by Vasilevsky and then played with the stick. As this is across the red line, we got about 7:30 left to go in this second period. Sergachev going to take his sweet time as he tries to pass it around Barclay Goodrow. Nice leave ahead for Kucherov, going 1-on-3, and he lost it. Picked up now by Barclay Goodrow. Goodrow lost it at the blue line side, but it was picked up now by Adam Fox. Adam Fox plays it ahead for Keandre Miller. Kreider trying to keep this one alive. Andre Palat stole it. Cross ahead. Stamkos! Struck it down. What a stick save! And now this goes back across the red line. Wow, that was close. Here's a breakthrough. Kucherov scores! 2-0 Lightning after Shesterkin made a huge save on Stamkos. Kucherov split the middle, scored, and Tampa Bay's up 2-0. 6 goals in the last 10 games for the Russian machine, Nikita Kucherov. And it's a 2-0 lead in Game 4. And Cooper Hopkins, if you're listening to that, my friend, I hope you're proud because that was some good action on both sides. Stamkos got stoned by Shesterkin. Kucherov gets a breakout pass right down the middle as Lindgren gets caught flat-footed, and it's 2-0 Bolts with 6:53 left to go in the second period. What a goal that was. So the Rangers win the offensive zone draw, but it's in the defensive zone of the Lightning. Lightning might try to buzz again with Nick Paul. Nick Paul's the lone forechecker right now. Kakko plays this across for Hedel. Alexei Lafreniere to Hedel. Kakko picks it up. Nice toe drag. Lost the puck though. Tried to fight off Ross Colton. Hedel stuck into the right side boards. Alexei Lafreniere trying to chip this free, but Tampa gets this one down the ice. And it's going to be an icing as Keandre Miller gets her first. Kucherov, 7th in the playoff, assisted by Palat and Ruda, their 5th and 2nd assist respectively. Ruda had a chance to reload to Palat. Palat found Kucherov, and that was in the back of the net. And anytime you have something where you say found Kucherov and he's in the middle of the ice, you're probably getting a goal scored in your net. I don't care if it's Vasilevsky or Shesterkin on either side. Kucherov is one of the very elite goal scorers that we have in the league. Circumventing the salary cap with injuries or not, Kucherov is one of the very best playoff performers that they have. That's why he's well over 100 playoff points as a Sportsnet thing profile. So Ruda tried to block a shot, but it found Vasilevsky instead, and he made the save. So you spotted Vasilevsky, a 2-goal lead already. It's just 17-13 on the shot board, and Tampa all of a sudden now, they feel probably very much like that initial team that was trying to go for the back-to-back-to-back, and Artie Flynn too. Zibanejad might have took something up high to the face, and yeah, he did. He got hit right in the mouth, and there was no call. As you get a look at Lindgren on the other side, Zibanejad going to be taking this draw. He got hit right in the mouth. 6:11 left to go in the second period. Tampa Bay Lightning have just scored 2. They're at home for game 3 and 4. They've won game 3. They got a 2-0 lead in game 4 with 6 minutes left to go in the second period. McDonough plays this across from Chernak. Chernak now. Cirelli trying to get this out ahead. Stolen there by Mika. Mika Zibanejad turns it over. Palat with a shot. And it gets stopped by the stick handle of Igor Shesterkin. Rangers need something. And with the left face-off, dot shot goes on, and it gets blocked there by the Bolt jerseys. Palat trying to race in through. He's going to dump this one in instead. It's 1-on-3. Palat trying to fight off Lindgren. Lindgren went through the body check. Zibanejad played this ahead for Kreider. Kreider now trying to leave it there for the bread man, Panarin, and this goes back to Kopp. Kopp, as he just got his line changed, trying to get across the red line. Nice give and go. Kopp off the backhand. Good stick check there by the Lightning to force that turnover. As we're at 5 minutes left to go in the second period. Lindgren going to bounce this one on the kick play to Barclay Goodrow. Goodrow's getting a lot of time on that second line side. You can't help but wonder if maybe you move Barclay Goodrow back down and you give Artemi Panarin and Zibanejad some more time, or kind of move up that kid line a little bit, just to see if the Rangers can get something going. Fox lost it almost as he was trying to fight through Steven Stamkos. Stamkos tried to center it to Kucherov, but he couldn't handle that pass. Trouba plays it out in front of Kopp. Trouba picks it up now. He's got space in the high slot. Lets the wrist shot go. Stopped there by the pads of Vasilevsky. Turned over there. Trouba lets it go again. And the Lightning just had an egregious turnover, but they didn't have to pay for it. But the Rangers do have puck possession. Kakko finds Trouba. Trouba try to get to Keandre Miller as the second line defense had to pinch. This is a chance here for Ryan Reeves on the fourth line side. Reeves, Goudreau. Now it finds Sergachev. And Tampa looks for a breakout pass for Ross Colton. It goes offside in the players' bench. 3:58 left to go in the second period. Nikita Kucherov has made it 2-0 Lightning. Racing down, shoots at 5-hole between Shesterkin. No chance to make the save. 2-0 with 3:58 left to go in the second period.
Lipton iced tea. Share some sunshine. Now available in raspberry.
That could be great at tennis. In fact, set and match. Took it easy on you.
Download the Fat River Sportsbook app. It's a whole new game. Come back.
I hope to come back. Have to go bigger. Jurassic World.
Today has shown us tomorrow has changed. Now we're more open to what's possible, open to creating new ways and more opportunity. Canadian businesses trust the Nares.
Do you think the Rangers will win? Well, they're down 2-0 right now. I still think they can do so too. I still think they have a chance to be able to win this game. But it's going to come down to getting something going here, whether it's just the second period or finding some more shots. This has been a relatively low shot total, and the Rangers have not been able to go north-south. They've been stuck east-west. Scoring leaders, 33 goals for McDavid, 32 for Draisaitl. That is a 2022 season. 32, that's points. That's not just goals. But yeah, if the Rangers want to be able to change anything else as far as the event in this game to try to be, better than down 2-0, they've got to be able to do better on the shot board. It's 19-13. It is in favor of the Rangers, but it certainly doesn't feel that way. They've not been able to get much going. Again, there's been a little bit in the second period with a little less turnovers, but again, it's not enough. I think the Rangers, if they want to get closer to this point, they're probably going to get closer to a final line of 35 to 40 shots to be able to turn their fortunes around. But we shall see. 3:50 left to go in this second period, although the Lightning are up 2-0. And Kucherov has just made it 2-0. Shesterkin sees this one go down the ice for Schneider. Schneider now in the third line defense gets us across the red line, trying to fight his way throughout the dump in. So third line is out there with the kid line right now. Kakko gets this one down, and Belmar will clear it for Schneider. And Schneider's going to have to start once more in behind Shesterkin. Almost turned over there. Schneider having a tough time. Braun trying to find this thing. And now this goes back to the Rangers. Here's a chance for Kakko as he bounces one off the kick plate. And now a line change. Panarin's got it. Centered it on in front. And did Vasilevsky just make a highway robbery, or did the puck go up and on a play? I saw Vasilevsky get turned like a turnstile there, and he was kind of spun around in an awkward position. And the puck, I think, got knocked off its moorings, which kind of had Vasilevsky fall into himself. He kind of got pushed in there by his own Tampa Bay defense off the shot attempt by Lindgren. Chernak knocked him off his feet, and it knocked the net off its moorings, and Lindgren's shot went off the top of the left bar and went out the other side. So 9-5 this period in favor of the Rangers, and Vasilevsky wants to make sure there are no issues toward his left skate after it ran into the post as he was knocked down by his own man in Chernak. Lindgren let a shot go into the screen and went off the top of the left bar, and Chernak knocked Vasilevsky down. It looked like part of the skate or something else needs to be repaired. So we're going to get a stoppage with 3:02 left to go in the second. So let me give you some team stats and a deeper look into this as we're waiting. Now 20 shots to 13 in favor of the Rangers, 23-14 in favor of New York, 16-14 on the faceoff draws as Tampa's got a 2 edge there. 3 giveaways by Tampa, 2 for the takeaways, I should say. 3 takeaways for Tampa, 2 for the Rangers, 5 giveaways for Tampa, 2 for the Rangers. And the giveaways might not quantify any of the stuff that's in the neutral zone. As Vasilevsky seems to be no worse for wear. He's in that skate repair, and he is just fine. It's only been 3 penalties, 2 for the Rangers, 1 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Nobody has scored on any of those. Your lone goals came both from the Lightning, 238 from Pat Maroon, Zach Bogosian, and Edward Belmar, and 1307 from Kucherov. Shutout in front, stopped by Vasilevsky. So we'll see if the Rangers and Artemi Panarin off that sweet setup and get something going once more. So the face-off win with Mika Zibanejad, off in the air looking for a screen, and the shot was stopped there by Vasilevsky. So even through the screen and all that stuff, they're mixing up Lafreniere, they're mixing up Panarin, they're mixing up part of the kid line. Gerard Gallant is doing whatever he can to try to jumpstart everything, so I will give him full credit for that. But I kind of wonder, I did say at the beginning of it, maybe the kid line will go up to the front line, and now Vasilevsky is going back for repairs once more. Something's not right, either with the skate of that skate there on the left skate. He's going to make sure once again that everything else is right. There's a lock or something else on that wasn't clear. He's going to take a few more entry skates there to make sure that everything else is all right. So he's buying a little bit of time, is Vasilevsky. But again, you have to make sure you're in complete control and confidence of that crease. And if something's not right, again, that'll throw you off your game. No doubt about that. So another face-off zone win on the offensive draw there by the Rangers. Panarin cut off there by Chernak. For another 2:45 left to go in the second period. Panarin gets the steal. Tries to get picked up now by Lindgren. Plays this across to Fox. Going to try to let a shot go. This gets bounced and tipped wide. Ross Colton trying to get to this with Anthony Cirelli. Adam Fox picks it up now with Mika Zibanejad. Fox being worked over on the left side of the blue line, but it's still in the offensive zone. And right now, the ref can blow his head if he feels that nothing is happening, but he's watching. And now they finally blow the play dead, as there was just all sort of mass of humanity. You don't see that too often. There's about 6 different players there. So minimum of 50 games, playoff win percentage, all-time leaders. Vasilevsky's got a 630, Ken Dryden 714, Billy Smith 710, Jacques Plante 664, J.S. Jaguar 660. So Vasilevsky is in very, very good company as far as playoff goal leaders. And again, they always get that stone stare from Vasilevsky off that draw as he's trying to check that puck. You look in those hazel eyes, and that can put a spell on you. That can put a sense of fear more than a sense of comfort, especially when you spot him a 2-0 lead. Lindgren can't get to it. Now Sergachev can get this one down for Andre Palat. Palat, he was the game hero in Game 3. Palat plays it through to himself. Gets a pass for Hedman. Slap pass. What a setup there. Hedman to Kucherov. And Shesterkin made an excellent save. Miller tries to play this one across. And it goes just wide. Trouba will have to come back to pick this one up. 1:40 left to go in the second period. Trouba. Kopp is the first one to get to it now as he takes the Sergachev hit. Brandon Hagel trying to also help get this one out. But Panarin gets across to an open right wing. Trouba takes it off the bounce. Shot fought off by Vasilevsky as he closed the 5-hole. Palat gets this one down the ice as he tried to find Hagel. Panarin from a Shesterkin bounce pass. Panarin now across that blue line trying to work his way to the red with Mika Zibanejad. Toe drag. Nice separation. Panarin finds it. Held off the back skate. Panarin still keeps it alive toward that right dot. Cross pass set up off the one-timer on the left side for Strome, and it goes wide. Panarin in the high slot. Holding. Down to a minute left. Panarin still with it. Now Fox. Fox plays it to Petrano with the rifle off the 1T. Stopped by Vasilevsky. Good work here by the Rangers. Trying to keep this alive. Fox expedites this thing near the left dot. Panarin now on the high slot. Try to find Vetrano. Now back to Fox. He circles. Lindgren leaving a pass across the slot, but nobody was home. And now this is a chance for Cirelli to turn on the Jets. Blow a tire. One of the Rangers. And here's Hagel. And now Perry. Perry works his way behind the net. McDonough. Slap shot for Sergachev. And it goes high and wide and on play. 21 seconds left to go in the second period. Some good back and forth action between two really good teams. And that slap pass from Hedman was a thing of beauty and Panarin said, let me counter this with a shot for Strome, and that went just wide. And then Vetrano made a right safe pad, did Vasilevsky off of that bid off a low 5-hole chance. And Shesterkin, another one, went off the mask, maybe off the stick blade of Shesterkin. 21 seconds left to go in the second stanza. Face off won by the Lightning. Lightning try to center this out in front for Stamkos in the high slot. He comes all the way back to play this. Down at 12 seconds left to go in that second period. Kucherov fighting off the Rangers here, trying to keep this alive. I don't think there's going to be time for another rush here, but it's going to end the second period. Tampa now takes a 2-0 lead as Kucherov added one more in the second period. 1 goal in the first, 1 goal in the second. That's why the Lightning have a 2-0 lead after 2. When we come back, we're going to call the third period action momentarily.
It's the National Hot Chicken from Burger King. With tangy pickles, crispy seasoned chicken, and a layer of spice. You can see it. Full, delicious flavor. Get your National Hot Chicken today. Only at Burger King.
Nothing better than taking a me day. Imagine if every day were a me day. The B1 Clips Visa Infinite card makes every day more rewarding with 5 times the points on the things you love, like grabbing coffee, going to restaurants. You bet. Even ride sharing, and you can spend your points like cash on the things you really want, like my pizza. What talks up is this?
When a bank makes every day more rewarding, that's the BMO effect.
At CDC Windsor, we are your source for the latest information. Streets down everywhere, and here, online, radio, TV, we have original stories that you won't find anywhere else. In the city and the county, we are your source for what's happening now, the latest news. Downtown Windsor is going absolutely crazy.
Be a part of the conversation.
CDC Windsor is in your community asking the tough questions that you want answered. It's absolutely electric.
June 21st, it's time to crown the NHL's top rookie, best defenseman, most valuable player, plus top goalie and more. Celebrate the NHL awards June 21st on Sportsnet.
1-5 Elliott Reed is the best in the business.
Here, knows all the work in the league. He's always got the scoops. Jack Merrick,
Keeps Elliott in check.
truth is, he carries the podcast.
32 Thoughts the Podcast, presented by GMC.
This is not a basketball net. This is not a drill. And this is not a standing circle. It's how the Harpers turned downtown into Together Time. This is not just any loyalty program, it's one made for them. With Triangle Rewards, you get personalized offers every week, so you can get more of what you love. Download the Triangle app today.
New York Rangers have the edge in shots, 22-15. The edge in hits, 24-18. They are somehow not in this game because of that guy. Kucherov has been tremendous. Got the room up in scoring, and it's nothing for the Tampa Bay Lightning here in the dog days of this series. It seems like the New York Rangers with a lot of chemistry, Kelly Rudy and Elliott Friedman. The chemistry between Kucherov and Palat, it's unbelievable. Going back to 2014 when John Cooper put them together, we're going to see some of these displays. Go back to Game 3 and the game-winning goal, and watch this no-look backhand pass from Kucherov right onto the tape, no less of Palat. But let's go to tonight.
second period. Watch this play right up the middle. Plot knows that Kucherov is going to go. We're going to get a better look of it here. Watch as soon as Plot gets a puck. Watch Kucherov right there. He recognizes, you know what? I'm going straight up the middle. There's a breakaway pass, and all of a sudden, it's a 2-0 lead. And that's just beautiful chemistry. You can't teach that. That is just between two guys, and they just feel it, and that is fun to watch.
Now, do you think he fanned on it or did it on purpose?
I'm not sure. I wonder if the defenseman got his stick on his arm too, because when you and I both said he fanned on it, right? But now I'm looking at
Fox one hand
he did.
a smear over here. I think he fanned on it. I don't think he does that. Well, maybe he does. Kucherov,
He's so
it's cheeky, but I think that one he fanned on it. The puck was a little rolling.
Yeah.
2-on-1. Do you guys know my rules by now that I've concocted?
There's three of them.
There's three of them. Take the pass away, grab the shooter, and find the rebound. So we're just going to get an example. It's been a while, right? So let's remind everybody. This is a great job by Lindgren here. So it's going to be a clear-cut 2-on-1. Watch how many times he's going to check to make sure that Kucherov's where he thinks he is. Takes this pass away, then he's going to crowd Stamkos. He's going to force him to shoot it from a bad angle. He's going to clear a rebound. Textbook Shesterkin or that guy probably should give him a tap there because that is played perfectly. True, the same thing. Couple head checks to make sure he knows where the passing lane is. Takes it away, makes Kucherov make the first move, buys some time, back checkers flag him. That guy should give him a tap right there as well, because when you give up 2-on-1s and you only get a shot on net or you get a bad shot on net, that's good.
So I was raving about the fact that Tampa gave away 51 times the puck up at Madison Square Garden and reduced it to just 4 in Game 3 in their victory on Sunday, and Elliott scornfully looked at me and said,
You know what? I actually said, does that really make sense? It didn't make sense. The number was that low. The scornful information came from another assistant general manager in the league who said that, okay, here's the takeaway, here's the giveaway from the first 2 games of each home team in this series. And he sent me a note. He said regular season.
Geez, 52 giveaways and 50 in New York. 6 and 11 tonight.
Regular season Tampa Bay teams, giveaways both teams combined, 702. The Tampa guys, or Tampa people, are very generous when it comes to giveaway tallies around the NHL, and apparently everybody knows. Can I comment on that quickly? Like it's hilarious from us, like from our perspective, we're laughing, but these numbers, like hits and block shots, are also in that category. Players use that in their contract negotiations and arbitration. So as funny as it is with the disparity, somebody's got to fix that. And I've been trying to find out who are the guys that calculate these during the games. There's nobody can find them. Nobody knows who they are. So we don't know who's accountable.
all right, let's shift gears. I met with the morning after meetings today, met with the media. But before we do that, Arturi Lehkonen, kudos to him. Chris Cuthbert will call his name twice, last year and last night.
And for the second straight year, he sent his team in overtime to the Stanley Cup final.
Incredibly, within a couple of minutes of overtime, Lehkonen turns the trick 2 years running. Here are some of the Oilers, beginning with Leon Draisaitl today.
I'm sure everyone, or a lot of people, saw the video, saw the clip, what happened. Sure you can figure out what type of injury it was by watching the clip. Those lessons only really matter if you put yourself back in those situations. And so obviously that's our focus. Is to put ourselves back in that position, and use the lessons that we learned throughout our little run here, and put those to good work next year.
I've been very happy with my time here. The fans have been phenomenal. The people in the city have been phenomenal. This has got to be the best organization I've played for. So I have just no complaints, and just like everybody else, I'm sure is looking forward to seeing what happens.
Kevin, to your question. Well, you got two of the best players in the world that make a third of your salary, so like the conversation is going to be to get to the next level of depth. How do you improve your depth? Goaltending is going to be a big concern, right? Because Smith says he doesn't know if he's going to come back. He's 40. Koskinen not a number one. So that's your concern. How do you retool or repiece this team to make it competitive again?
Connor saying little run. That really stood out to me because although that's how you feel as a player, it really was a good run. Like that when you get to the conference finals, you've gone a long way in the playoffs.
You know, I think first of all, it says to me he's not satisfied. It's just what you want to hear from Oilers fans. Number one piece of business to me, though, getting the coach done. I think that's the first move we're going to see. Do they sign Jay Woodcroft?
Dave Manson and Woodcroft clearly turned that team around come Valentine's Day. Okay, when we come back, it was a moment. This was a sleepy game until this. Brandon Hagel and Frank Vetrano, an unexpected battle and a good battle. And really funny in the penalty box. In any event, 2-0 is our score. David Amber with one of the players.
NHLShop.ca, the official online store of the NHL and Canada's largest selection of authentic NHL fan gear. Shop now and get today's special offer.
I have an idea. Do this blender for your dad's birthday.
Okay, here's an idea. Split with friends in the RBC mobile app, divides the cost between everyone, and just sends them a request to pay.
I like that. Get split with friends with RBC Vantage.
Yo, I need me some Canadian,
It's coming down. Nacho cheese is forever.
Yo. Doritos, another level.
As a world champion, when I walked that off the tunnel, I knew I could go to it. I still do today. Every game starts at 99 top.
There are no limits to how high you can go, how far you'll take it. At the Jeep No Limit sales event, get into a Jeep Wrangler and choose from our extensive inventory. Or Jeep Grand Cherokee. Select owners get up to $4,000 in total discounts, plus a 1% finance rate reduction. The Jeep No Limits event, where adventure has no limits.
Hello, Canada. Hockey? Love it. And now I got something you're going to love. The FC Ego Tank printer. No more expensive cartridges. Inspections. The FC Ego Tank. Just feel and chill.
This entire country is dedicated to the singular goal of survival.
The new variant is complicating what was to be a return to normal.
Iceland is keen to be seen as a place to extract carbon from the air for decades.
Many people, of course, have been sheltering down here. Thousands of refugees have entered our region.
Indigenous delegates heard something they've been hoping for. An apology.
Hey there, I'm Andrew Chang. We will get you back to hockey in just a moment, but first, a look at what we're working on tonight for the National.
To make the loss of these lives matter.
Matthew McConaughey calls for legislation to curb gun violence after that mass shooting in his hometown, Uvalde, Texas. While Congress works steadily on a bipartisan bill, success far from guaranteed. Can't.
People dying from heat. It's a failure of the way that we live.
A coroner's report into the more than 600 heat dome-related deaths in BC last summer is calling for big changes, including identifying vulnerable people ahead of time and changing cooling system requirements for new buildings. During the playoffs, you can always find us on CBC News Network and CBC Gen every hour starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. See you after.
We're back with David Amber, and in this corner, Brandon Hagel.
Warrenville, Alberta's Brandon Hagel. Pretty interesting second period there. Look, you guys had a 2-0 deficit you overcame in Game 3. What do you do to prevent that happening against New York heading towards the third?
Yeah, we can't get out of structure. I think just putting pucks behind them, keeping it simple, everything up, over and up. Just make sure everyone's on the same page, and it should work out.
It was a pretty snoozy second period until you and Vetrano dropped the gloves. What was in that? What led to that? Because had every player come off the ice and say, "Way to go, Hags," on their way to the dressing room.
Yeah, I don't know. I think obviously we could have cleaned it up a little bit better. I think they kind of took over momentum. I cross-checked him a little bit after the whistle, and he said, "Let's go." So
So we are in the second intermission right now. Just catch you up because I know somebody should join in there. So it is Pat Maroon scored the first goal in the first period at the 2:30 mark from Zach Bogosian, Pierre-Edouard Belmar, and in the second period at the 13:07 mark it was Nikita Kucherov. Jan Ruda caught it in the neutral zone. Palat found Kucherov streaking in the zone. He shot it 5-hole and scored on Igor Shesterkin to make it 2-0. So there was also a really good scrap in between Hagel and Vetrano. About 11:23. You know, Hagel had to ice his hand out a little bit because he spent more time punching the helmet of Frank Vetrano, and Vetrano was able to get a little bit more flesh, but it was a good scrap that the Zebras were able to let go, which was pretty fun on that side. But as far as this game is gone, we have another third period. It's still within 2. And we can really look at it in the sense of New York is still in this thing, but I do feel like there's been some more giveaways and things on the side more than they're used to, and that's got to be cleaned up a little bit. Again, it's one of the typical check marks that I like to bring in, that they're going to have to get something going probably within that 10-minute mark by then in order for this to really work out here for the Rangers. There can always be a fever pitch run, but you really don't want to have that come down to it. Yes, they're leading in shots. Yes, they're leading in hits for the Rangers, 24-18, but 24-15. But Martin, that I think has been a few turnovers that the Rangers probably want back, and Tampa's been able to keep them on the outside, much like the Rangers did to them in the first 2 games at MSG, and that's why the score is 2-0.
Trusted relationships through the entire legal process. Goldstein DiBiase. Call us first. 519-253-5242.
I'm Dario Williams. Follow me into the night on After Dark. Weeknights starting at 9 on CBC Music and on the CBC Listen app.
We're back. There's only us and what we have on this plane.
Here's pilots, cutouts, breakouts, cookouts.
Here we go.
Hey fans, your tweet could become etched in history at the Hockey Hall of Fame. Tweet the hashtag Stanley Tweets and tell us what winning a Stanley Cup would mean to you.
It's the moment you've been waiting for. To unleash more power on the road and on the job site. This is your moment to unleash. Get this great offer on this F-150 only at your local Ford store. It's the Nashville Hot Chicken from Burger King. With tangy pickles, crispy seasoned chicken, and a layer of spice so deep you can see it. Full, delicious flavor. Get your Nashville Hot Chicken today. Only at Burger King.
So third period is just going to be set to get underway here, probably in a couple of minutes. It was Pat Maroon and Nikita Kucherov. Nikita Kucherov scored the latest goal from Jan Ruda and Andre Palat. Ruda caught it in the neutral zone. Palat found Kucherov streaking down in the middle, and that's how Kucherov was able to snipe something 5-hole through Shesterkin. So even though the Rangers are 24-18 in favor of the shots and 24-15 in favor of the hits, it's still one of those things when I look and commentate this game for you, try to do some of the stuff on the CBC Sportsnet side, that there's still some turnovers there on the other side that can get a little bit out of control. And the Rangers need to clean that up. They need to get one of those situations where, let's say they can get some shots within, 7 or 8 minutes into the third period, find a way to figure it out and find a way to get a goal. That's what they need to do. They got to be able to create more traffic in front of Vasilevsky and get more shots because the Tampa Bay Lightning have kept them on the outside, and it's been tough. So we're getting back into the third period action here officially. It's Mika Zibanejad and Anthony Cirelli. Zibanejad wins the draw clean. Again, the Rangers in this third period are going to be attacking right to left. They're in the road whites with the blue and red piping and the red pants. Tampa Bay is going to be attacking left to right with the blue jerseys and the white piping. Picked up now by Chernak. Trying to play this ahead, Cirelli. He gets us across the red line. Here's a chance for Brandon Hagel, and it just went eluding off of his stick. It could have been Shesterkin, the one guy to go ahead and get to it, but Hagel got closed off. Panarin, nice outlet pass. Zibanejad bounces it off the right kick plate. It falls right back to Ryan McDonough. From Chernak, has it now. He's going to bounce this off the left kick plate. This goes across the Bolts logo where Artemi Panarin turns it over. So Cirelli gets the turnover there, and Tampa Bay can reset. And again, they can take as much time as they would like here. They're up 2-0. We're just a minute underway here in the third period in the last stanza. Breakout pass. Kucherov set up Stamkos. He couldn't hold on to it, tried to wrap it around, and that's going to be a tripping against the New York Rangers, and that was kind of a needless one there. And Stamkos going to go on the power play. I think Andrew Kopp is going to pick this one up. So it was an opportunity there as Kucherov set up Stamkos, but Stamkos could not corral it on the forehand of his stick. It was a bouncing puck, and as it went around the net, Kopp got a piece of Stamkos, and it might have been one of those situations where I would think you got to let him go there. And this could be a critical penalty kill here for the New York Rangers. Obviously, they have to kill. They're going to put that one on Chris Kreider. I thought that was Kopp that got a piece of it, but no matter. At the 106 mark, Tampa Bay is on the power play. They have just one. They had 2 shots on the first one. It's not cleared out. Hedman has it in toward the left side. He's going to play it to Kucherov. He likes being around that left dot. Hedman, bomb shot, got blocked there by the Rangers, never got to Shesterkin. And it goes across an open blue line, bounces off the red, and Kucherov sets this back up the power play quarterback Hedman. Palat gets pummeled. He's fighting around 2 Rangers, and the Rangers get this one down off the kick plate, and Andrei Vasilevsky will come way out of the goal crease to play this one. 1:20 left to go on the Tampa Bay Lightning power play. Again, they're up 2-0 on 2 even strength goals from Pat Maroon and Nikita Kucherov. One in the first, one in the second. Turnover, Tyler Mott shorthanded. Stopped by Vasilevsky, and it went across the Bolts logo. Now Kucherov going to spin and hold. Wait for some help across the red line. Palat set up beautifully. Kucherov wants to get back into that left faceoff dot. He picks up the pass, goes back to Sergachev now. Kucherov taking his time, goes to Sergachev in the high slot. Fake the shot. Still holding as he surveys. Shot gets fought off there by the goal stick of Shesterkin, and the Rangers get this one back down the ice. 40 seconds left to go on the Tampa Bay Lightning power play. Palat gets the entry, picks it back up, and Corey Perry finds it. Kucherov lost it, and now the Rangers can get something going here with Kevin Rooney. Again, he's taking a lot of the ice time because Ryan Strome was not been available. Centering pass, and it goes just wide of the side of the cage. Picked up now. Kreider tried to find it. Killorn has it. 2 shorthanded goals in the playoffs here for the Rangers. They wanted to make a bid for one with 10 seconds left to go on the Lightning power play, but they could not. Lightning with one more entry into the zone. Hagel, series of moves. Colton sets it up. Colton plays it out in front. Shesterkin with the save. It's loose. The Lightning have it. Colton shoots it from the left faceoff dot. Stopped by the left pad of Shesterkin. And now this goes across the red line where Tampa can reset. New York trying to forecheck this thing. Plot lost it, turned over there. Kreider gets the piece, trying to fight through the traffic of 2 different Lightning. And this goes back in behind the cage. So it can be calmed down a little bit. Tyler Mott is the one lone forechecker. Mott trying to find his way through, trying to play it there for Capo. It bounced off nicely. Good pinball pass ahead. Series of stick drags there. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare picks it up toward the left side of red line in between the red dot. Stuck in between Schneider and Braun as Bellemare got punished. Chernak keeps it alive. Try to shoot it 5-hole to the screen. I don't even think that hits Shesterkin. Here's a chance now for Artemi Panarin. Got spun off the puck, and now the Lightning have it with 15:50 left to go in the third period. Panarin gets a pass across ahead to Zibanejad. He gets closed off. It's loose out in front. Rangers trying to find this thing, and now they do. Zibanejad. He's just getting content to take a line change here as Vasilevsky will come and play this one with the goal stick. This hits Hagel. Hagel with a 2-on-2. Cirelli holding into the middle of the slot. It bounces out in front. Killorn picks up a loose change. Victor Hedman now into the screen. It's battled in between three different players. If Tampa can find this one, they have a good shot on Shesterkin. But it goes toward the Rangers. And it gets this one down the ice. But the question is whether or not it's going to be icing. And it is, as Sergachev gets the hybrid icing touch-up at the 15:15 mark of the third period. So, as we've said, the scoreline is close, but there's nothing to indicate to me so far. Again, if there was anyone else in this, we could kind of go back and forth, but there was nothing to indicate to me so far whether or not the Rangers will be able to find a way to go ahead and win this game. I haven't seen it yet so far. But, again, there's still a lot of time left. Hey, welcome, man. How's it going? There's still a lot of time left in the way that that's going, but the Rangers have to get something going. Shesterkin makes one save and they score! Nikita Kucherov, I believe, has his second. And as I was just saying, it's one of those situations where New York had to get something going, and it was between Kucherov and Stamkos. And Stamkos finds a way. It is 3-0. Tampa, 5 goals in the last 6 games for the Lightning captain. He wins the faceoff clean. Kucherov has it in toward the left side. He's fighting in through a series of stick checks, and the shot falls right to Stamkos off the heavy rebound, and he buries it past Shesterkin. No chance. The rebound was just in a perfect spot for Stamkos to finish it off. 3-0 Lightning, and it really does seem like the Lightning, even though there's a long way to go in this third period, it really does seem with a 3-0 lead, Tampa is going to be going back to MSG with a 2-2 series tie, and I'll be able to join you back on Thursday when things get a little more intriguing. Perry tried to shoot toward that left side faceoff dot, and it went up and on a play. So I can't say in this game, this is the first time I will say this here, but I can't say in this game that Shesterkin has been particularly sharp. There hasn't been a lot of opportunities, and Vasilevsky, to his credit with the limited amount of opportunities, again, he's only to make 19 saves. Shesterkin has made 19 saves. That it's been one of those situations where Vasilevsky has cleanly outplayed Shesterkin. And Tampa Bay has kind of dominated throughout that neutral zone. And when they've got some of their chances, they've taken advantage of it. And as I said, I don't see much in this game that kind of changes that narrative. Hedman, with his shot, gets blocked off there by Shesterkin. And now put down the ice. Stamkos with his 7th of the playoffs. Rudolph trying to fight through it. Tampa Bay finds it in their own end. 14:20 left to go in this third period. It's been all Lightning. Picked up now by the Rangers in their own end. Again, the same broken record narrative. They've got to get something going here. Alexei Lafreniere, nice skate ahead. He still got into the left out. His shot didn't handcuff Vasilevsky, but he fought it off toward the left side red line. And behind the cage of the big cat right now. This goes back now to Patrick Maroon. Maroon had the first goal of the game in the first period. Nice shot off the bounce, off the kick plate. Stopped by Vasilevsky. Picked up now by Brandon Hagel. Hagel tried to go in between Belmar. Lost it. Another shot. Stopped there by Shesterkin. He wanted to play that one, and the ref blew it dead. 13:38 left to go in the third period. Again, Shesterkin is having a conversation with the referee, but Stamkos has made it 3-0, and Tampa is in cruise control in this third.
Make your home yours. Fair, exclusively at the Home Depot.
Have you ever wanted something so bad, but it's not as great as you imagined it? Hold on, I'll turn on my face. You don't have to do it to them. That's nice. Hey babe, you need a nap.
No, I'm good.
Hopkins, when you've got pants. Playoff pants are back. Captivating that stacked make it splash in the world of aquatics. Facing their toughest competitors. Going for gold. Diving into the action. Dominating the waves. Above and below the surface. Where strength meets grace. The World Aquatics Championships, June 18th to July 3rd on CBC and CBC Gem.
Nothing's happened. The news keeps getting worse for the New York Rangers. Just announced that.
Here's another development for the New York Rangers that's not good. Filipino is not going to return. He had an upper body injury. He took a little bit of a cross check, a little bit there by Hedman as he was held up at upper body. And something must have tweaked up there. Again, we don't get a lot of information this time of year, but Filipino is not available. Strome has missed a lot of time. This is pretty rough right now for the Rangers as they've just got to be able to play another game here on Thursday. Again, you want to fight through this one and see who you can bring up on Thursday, but for Hedel not being able to come back, that's going to be tough for the Rangers to try to figure this thing out already down 3-0. Again, those stone stare eyes of Vasilevsky on the other side looking like the Terminator, and he's been that right now. He's a perfect 23 for 23. Sent in deep. Chance for Reeves. We're trying to get to it, so maybe if the forechecking can start, Reeves gets knocked off the puck pretty hard. I think he was trying to embellish a penalty, and now a couple of whacks at Reeves as Kakko and Belmar and Maroon and Reeves are all bounced up together, and you think you might see a little bit of the rough stuff here because of the score line. Belmar is still going after Capo Kakko and holding him down, but the refs are not letting too much of anything else happen other than that at this point. So, all right, guys, settle down a little bit. We're going to close this off. So right now they have one of the Tampa Bay Lightning in the box as it stands, and I'm going to relay that to you as quickly as possible here on the ESPN box score. It's got Mikhail Sergachev at the 6:37 marks for a boarding of Ryan Reeves, and that's what we got right now with a 2-minute minor. So it was one of those ones where he got that boarding, but I think he got the other part of the stick check on the other end of it, which got him caught. So Reeves also going to the box as well. So it's going to be a 4-on-4 now. At least from what I see, it looks like a 4-on-4. It's got Ryan Reeves and Mikhail Sergachev both in the box. So that the Chiron is updated now. It is a 4-on-4 with 13:23 left to go in the third period. 23 shots on goal for the Rangers, 21 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. But the Lightning, more importantly, are up 3-0, looking to get a 2-2 series tie. Now with Filipino also missing some time. Again, we're going to redo this face-off here in the offensive zone. But with Hedel missing some time as well, and he's not going to return for the rest of this game, this is going to make some interesting developments throughout the rest of this series as far as the health status of the Rangers, because, again, no Strome from the shot blocks and stuff in Game 3, and now no Hedel for the rest of Game 4. Things could change very, very quickly here for the Rangers, so they're going to need to have a reset if they don't get a massive comeback. Now they have the Rangers on the power play. It was just a 4-on-4, so I think the Chiron on Sportsnet either needs to be updated or they're calling Mikhail Sergachev for another penalty that I did not get to see just off of the draw. So this is a 4-on-3 power play now for the New York Rangers. Again, I appreciate the Elliott in the comment section. I get a chance to have Cooper Hopkins drum it up maybe on Thursday. I don't know if they're doing the play-by-play stuff on the other side, but I will be here for the game in its entirety calling it. So this is a 4-on-3 now, an opportunity for the Rangers with less men on the ice here. Adam Fox, one-timer for Zibanejad, looking like Alex Ovechkin. He loves that spot near the left dot. Set up now, Zibanejad thought about the shot. He lets it hold. He thought about letting it go. He's going to hold it in toward the left dot and set it up for Kreider. Zibanejad now deep in the left dot. He lets one pinball off Vasilevsky as this goes in toward the right dot and now across the red line where this goes up and on a play between the players' bench. So we're going to have a neutral zone draw. 3 of 11 is the power play in this series at 27%, which is still pretty good. But remember, going into this series against the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Rangers were well over 35%. And Kreider might have took a shot off of the shot screen. Zibanejad has 6 power play goals in the 2022 playoffs. He's going to need 7 right now if the Rangers want to get back into this one. Again, there's still time on the power play, especially with the 12:54 left to go in the third. They are leading 25-21 on the shot board, but down 3-0 with Vasilevsky in between the pipes of the Terminator, looking pretty good right now. 85% on the penalty kill in the last 10 games are the Lightning, so that number has gone up a little bit as the Lightning get this one down. And Ryan McDonough sends it down the ice, and it finds Shesterkin. Fox picks it up now. 32% is third on the power play on the road in the playoffs right now for the Rangers. So those numbers have been good. They need them to be even better at this point. McDonough gets smoked, and the Lightning somehow emerge with this thing in between 3 players as this gets put down the ice. Igor Shesterkin will play it, and I wonder what the ref is going to call here. 12:27 left to go. Kreider is going into the box. So this is a crazy development here. I believe this is going to be a 3-on-3. From what I see, Chris Kreider goes right to the box, and McDonough, and he just knocked over. Looking at Kreider, he just knocked over Chernak. No problem, and he went right to the box. So Kreider called for interference at 7:33. Let's see if this is going to be a 3-on-3. So right now they have 4-on-4 with 1:04 left to go and 12:27 in the third. So all kinds of developments. There's been absolute chaos in the box. So here's a chance right now for Anthony Cirelli. Try to win this clean. He does. He fights through the sticks to find it here for Hedman. Bounces this off the kick plate as it's in behind Gretzky's office. Killorn fighting through a couple of stick checks, and it finds the goal stick of Vasilevsky. 45 seconds left to go on the 4-on-4. Again, the power play of the 5-on-4 was negated as Chris Kreider just went into the box. So it's going to be an abbreviated power play at some point here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Mott plays this across the red line as he tries to escape this one in. Trying to leave it there for Kakko. Lets it go through the screen. Vasilevsky saw it all, and the play was blown dead. 11:50 left to go in the third. 27 seconds left to go on the 4-on-4. And Mott's got a hold there. Ruda has got a hold of the jersey, but nothing will come of that one with 11:50 left to go in this third period. So lots of penalties to tell you about, all at the 6:37 mark for the most part. 2 minutes for slashing Mikhail Sergachev, Ryan Reeves. 2 minutes for slashing Ryan Reeves and Mikhail Sergachev. Mikhail Sergachev, 2 minutes for cross-checking Reeves, served by Corey Perry. And then a 7:33 mark, Chris Kreider got 2 minutes for interference on Eric Chernak. And that's where we're sitting on a 4-on-4 for about 27 more seconds. But at some point, again, the Tampa Bay Lightning will be going to an abbreviated power play. So this is an offensive zone draw loss there by the New York Rangers. Lightning will try to get this out again. They don't need any more goals. They just need to make sure they don't make any mistakes and kind of ride this 3-0 lead. Now, again, I wouldn't say park the bus mentality, but the Lightning have been in this situation many times before. They got to be smart about it. Panarin crisscrosses it, tries to get across, and a shot across there to Ryan McDonough. They got blocked in the slot. Adam Fox setting it up there for Lafreniere. And this bounced off the kick plate, got partially fanned, I believe, as well. It's going to be a 45-second power play now for the Tampa Bay Lightning, as one of the Lightning players will come out of the box. I believe it's going to be Corey Perry. So Lindgren gets this out to Fox. This goes high off the glass, and it's going to be a neutral zone draw with 11:02 left to go in the third period. So again, as we've talked about with the health of Ryan Strome, you haven't really seen much of him, and now Philip Hedl being injured, what is going to end up happening? You're going to have to double shift probably lines of Barclay Goodrow and Kevin Rooney. You maybe could see Johnny Brodzinski or Craig McKegg, or maybe some Dryden Hunt. Again, I think he might be more of one of those ones that might get more time. Maybe you move up Ryan Reeves in a line. So there's going to be some times where New York Rangers might be struggling there, even going back to MSG on Thursday. Because Ryan Strome and Philip Hedl, those aren't some injuries that you can kind of just brush aside. Those are guys in the second and third line, respectively, that could be sitting in a first and second line if not for all the efforts between Zibanejad, Kreider, Frank Petrano, Andrew Kopp, Artemi Panarin. So those are big key injuries there for the Rangers. On the other side, again, it really is only, although everybody's banged up at this point in time of year, it really is only Braden Point that's going to be missing some time, and who knows what his playoff availability will be. He's likely going to be ready by the time if the Lightning make it to the Stanley Cup final, taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Face-off zone win. Hedman going to go backhand himself. Played out in front. Shesterkin made the left pad save, and now it was sent across to Kucherov in the high slot. Finds Hedman into the screen. It was pinballed out in front. Stamkos tried to get this one. He found Kucherov instead. Kucherov into an open wing. Stamkos, Hedman, slap shot. Goes high off the kick play. Bounce back to the right dot. Centered out in front. Palat, Cirelli tried to play that one out in front. Hedman will get this one across the red line as the Tampa Bay power play is going to expire. Hedman going to dump this one in from about 60 feet. It's going to be stopped by the goal stick of Shesterkin. Long range pass. Trouba from Kreider. Kreider now being held off. Nick Paul also in there as well with Chernak. Trying to pry this puck loose. We're getting close to the halfway moment of the third period. About 10 minutes left to go. Tampa up 3-0 as the Let's Go Bolts chants going right now in Amalie Arena. They're looking to make this a 2-2 series. After the Rangers have won the first two games, both teams can hold serve at home. Chernak from Ruda. Now Sergachev bounces this, tried to find Hagel, and it's offsides as he touched it there momentarily. So it's going to be a neutral zone draw with 9:48 left to go. We will get this sorted out. Victor Hedman with a launch, and it just went wide toward the up part of the post. 9:48 left to go. Tampa up by 3.
We need more early morning skies above, and gravel underfoot, and more exploring all this beauty without limits, so we can feel more human again. The first ever Mazda CX-50. We're more human in nature.
Hello? Everybody here for the interview? Okay. What do you drive? I got a legit bike. You're overall.
Who died? How did they die? And why have their graves gone unmarked for so long? I'm not gonna make you. I'm looking for answers. Cuber Island, available now on CBC Listen or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're at New River Beach in New Brunswick, where 10 of the most best sand sculpting teams are fixing off in an epic beach back. Uh-oh, that's coming! A Maestro Fresh West. Watch as we race against the tide. 3-0 Lightning. It's time now for our top performer, brought to you by the GMC Terrain 834 and Elevation. Andre Vasilevsky continues to cement his place as the best goaltender in the world. He's been absolutely perfect tonight. He was stellar in Game 3 as well after a rough start to the series, allowing 6 goals in Game 1. Remember, this is a guy who's played every single minute of the playoffs for the Lightning over the last 2+ years. It's been an incredible 22 years. And he's zoned in once again, Andre Vasilevsky. Correct.
So every time within the last couple of years with the Cup run, Vasilevsky's played every single game as reported by Sportsnet. Right now he's got a 3-0 lead as the Lightning are looking to go back 2-2 to MSG and hold serve at home. Shot went just off the right side of the bar as Tampa had an excellent setup there from Cirelli to Kucherov, and that just missed. Nice setup there. Cirelli leaves it around. He's going to hold now. Cirelli is going to let one go into the glove hand of Shesterkin. It's going to be held. 9:17 left to go in the third period. 27-26. Now the shot board is favoring the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, with no Strome from the previous game in Game 3 up a couple shot blocks, and now no Philip Hedl in Game 4 as well. You might be seeing a little bit of wear down there from the Rangers And this might be one of those ones where you're going to need the jaws of life to separate any kind of lead in between Tampa Bay. They've already spotted Vasilevsky 3, and he's looking really, really good in this contest. He's about 9-10 away from a shutout if he can get to that point. Hedman had his pass turnover, kept him nicely across the red line. Lafreniere got sandwiched. He was able to get back up quickly, though. You wonder how that playoff time has been working with Lafreniere. But now they've had to split up that kid line. Stamkos, an outlet pass to Ross, Colton, and Kucherov. Stamkos trying to turn on the Jets. Stamkos can't get to it, and now the Rangers will try to get this one down the ice. And Vasilevsky will go in between two defenders, and Bogosian and Hedman. And Bogosian's going to decide he's just going to take this one, as Bogosian can take his time. He's got that luxury as Tampa is up 3-0. He finds the defenseman there, and a shot goes right on off the kick plate. This is a chance for Hagel. Hagel trying to do some extra work there with Belmar as John Cooper's kind of nicked some of those lines a little bit to keep everybody fresh. And the Rangers trying to get this out of their defensive zone now, but it's a 3-on-1 race. It's going to be won there by Andrei Vasilevsky, who tried to play this one to Jan Ruda. It got turned over, but Ruda's got it now for Chernak. And Ruda will bounce it back across the red line. Tampa looking pretty calm now, about 7:55 left to go as the time continues to tick away here on the Rangers. They need to make something happen in a hurry as they're down 3-0. But Tampa really, throughout this entire game, I thought they've played the much better game. They've minimized those turnovers, and they've kept the shots to Woven and on the outside. And the Rangers have not been able to make their adjustments as John Cooper and the Lightning have as the series has rolled along. But again, we will see what happens on Thursday at MSG. But right now, it seems like Tampa Bay has taken all of that momentum back as they're trying to get this back 2-2. And again, I'll be on the call about 8:15 Eastern. Maybe be with Cooper Hopkins at that time on the Thursday game, maybe not. And we'll see what happens on the Colorcast side for the NBA Finals, whether or not there's a lot of coverage of it. Adam Fox entered the zones toward the left dot. Going to try to one-time it there. Keandre Miller fanned on it as it bounced off of the left skate. And now this is in behind the cage of the Big Cat. Lafreniere trying to keep this alive. He's kind of bounced over all the lines right now. Zibanejad, chance for Trouba off the 1T. And that went up and out of play. 6:55 left to go in the third period. It's all Tampa. 3-0 is the score line. 27-26 now is Tampa in favor of the shot board. It has been one goal in each period. 2:38 mark in the first. It was Pat Maroon from Zach Bogosian and Pierre-Edouard Belmar. 13:07 of the second. It was Nikita Kucherov from Jan Ruda and Andre Palat. And 4:56 of the third. It was Steven Stamkos. Jan Ruda had a shot from the blue line. Big rebound toward the left of the faceoff dot. Stamkos picked it up and finished it off at 4:56. And that's where we are in this game. With 6:55 left to go in the third period at Amalie Arena. John out here with it for Game 4 of this Eastern Conference Final. New York was trying to go up 3-1. Tampa had other ideas. They're looking to lock this series back up at 2-2 and take that momentum. Again, the puck goes up and out of play. This is going to be a neutral zone draw as the shot board now hits 27 even. 8-1 at home with a 203 goals against and a 948 save percentage. 2-5 on the road is Sturkin. 344 goals against and a 904 save percentage. So the home and road splits have not been kind for Igor. But again, even though I don't think he's had his best game, New York really hasn't had anything going on the offensive end on their end. It's really not been a great game for the Rangers, even though at some points they were leading on shots and hit boards. There's been some turnovers there and some parts where Tampa's kind of forced them to play their game. Trouba lets it go, and Vasilevsky made a big save. It kind of stunned him there a little bit with the goal stick, and then he kind of corralled that to the glove hand and held on. So Vasilevsky, as you keep seeing those stone eyes, those hazel eyes, the Terminator has that look, and he was able to get that through a momentary tip on Mika Zibanejad as well. It kind of bounced it off of the left pad, held in off the goal stick, and then finally corralled off that glove hand. 6:45 left to go in the third period. John out here with you from Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. Tampa in the driver's seat right now, looking to go 2-2 in the series. Cirelli trying to get this draw when he cannot. Shot goes just wide. There's a chance there for Martin Panarin, got closed off. Trouba trying to keep this one alive. Trouba and Keandre Miller have been decent and toward the end of it. That's probably the defensive line that I've known the most. And Zibanejad had his shot go up and out of play as Vasilevsky made the save. Now it's 6:41 left to go in the third period as we've had several stoppages here within the last 15 seconds of play. Getting a look at the Sportsnet feed, it was Zibanejad and through another part of the screen, stopped by the blocker side and the stick handle of Andrei Vasilevsky. He's made it 29 straight saves, and Igor Shesterkin has stopped 24 of 27. Zach Bogosian, he made a really good move in the first goal of the game, and again that would stand as the game winner with Pat Maroon at the 2:35 mark of the first. Stamkos letting it go, and Shesterkin saw it all the way, and they take no chances in hold. With 6:19, and now Stamkos takes a cross check. Ryan Reeves was also looking at me as well, and Stamkos said, "Hey, buddy, there's no reason for any of that stuff right now. I know you're salty, as Tampa's up 3-0, but Stamkos, he's hit a couple shots, he had a couple quick bids on there. As he goes across, Braun was holding off the stick and then gave him a cross check as well. But that's really what you have to do right now for the Rangers, and you're kind of getting dominated. Again, the shot board doesn't really dictate that, but I think the pace of play really favors Tampa Bay as the shots have been relatively low for the most part, and Tampa's been able to do more or less whatever they wanted. Although they've had a few times where they've had a couple key goals, and that's kind of stemmed the tide. They've played a much better game here in Game 4. Face-off one there in the offensive zone by the Lightning. Bolts trying to find something to do with it, though. This Pat Maroon is trying to get in behind Gretzky's office. He had to fight through a couple of stick check centering pass. Almost found Maroon again. It goes to the glove hand of Shesterkin. Now bounces out in front and pinballs toward the left face-off dot. As this goes now for Tyler Mott in the fourth line. Mott takes a body check there from Pat Maroon. And Keandre Miller and Jacob Trouba are going to double shift this thing with 5:45 left to go for Gerard Gallant's squad. They need to get something on the board. And again, even at 3, maybe the way this game is going, even New York might not entertain the thought of pulling the goalie. But we'll see what happens. So let's go Lightning chants are going on right now at Amalie Arena. And for certain, you would know every single reason why. It's been all Tampa. Tampa trying to get this out of their own end. And this goes down the ice. Shesterkin will play it, so there's no icing as this goes to Ryan Lindgren. Adam Fox plays this out ahead from Martin Panarin. Kopp tries to race it in, but Vasilevsky will find it first. Almost gets turned over there. Good active stick check there by Chris Kreider, but he couldn't get to there in time. We reached the 5-minute mark of the third period. It looks in all likelihood that Tampa's going to even this series up at 2. Capo Caco plays this one out in front for Panarin. Panarin tried to backhand sauce this thing out in front of the slot, and it's picked up across the red line now. As Fox gets this as it was hammered off the kick plate. 4:30 left to go in the third period. John Under with you. Tampa, Florida. Amalie Arena. Flank Vetrano. Plays his head for Vetrano. Does Zibanejad, excuse me. And Vetrano, why did that be Zibanejad? Zibanejad shot it. It bounced up in the air. It was saved by Vasilevsky and now iced as Kreider got to it first. 4:21 left to go in the third period. This has been a pretty relaxing evening here, as they say on the CBC side, with some of their show intents, but I'm going to steal something of her phrase for the Tampa Bay Lightning, because it's been all Tampa on the score sheet. Again, a lot of the shots for the Rangers held on the outside, not a lot of power plays to work with for the Rangers. Again, they are missing Hedl. That's going to miss a lot of the third period time there with an upper body injury. Strome did not return much from Game 3, so there was a lot more time there for Barclay Goodrow. So we'll see what happens in Game 5 if there can kind of be a reset for the Rangers at MSG as we get an offside at the 4:11 mark. So Shesterkin was sitting halfway out of the goal crease as we get a stoppage, and there might be time where Jordan Gallant might consider pulling him. 4:11 left.
It's the Nashville Hot Chicken from Burger King. With tangy pickles, crispy seasoned chicken, and a layer of spice so deep you can see it. Full, delicious flavor. Get your Nashville Hot Chicken today. Only at Burger King.
Walmart toppings deliver summertime fun with rollbacks. With these savings, you can make your budget go further. Find thousands of rollbacks both in store and at Walmart.ca. Now get ready for the
the city or far from it? You and all your friends, or just you and the open sky? The experiences we never forget come from the choices we make, including this one, the Wagoneer. With Grand Wagoneer. Grand adventures. The choice is yours.
Isolate your mission log. River Root, an uncharted strange planet. Alright, hustle. We have to find some way to get off this rock.
I have a plan and I have a team.
Here we go. That was utterly terrifying, and I'm happy to join you. This moving source light here. You were inhibiting my visual. Oh, sorry. Is this bad? Negative. Peters 217.
Well, another game where the backs are against the walls. The Tampa Bay Lightning get production from the usual suspects. The big break. That's a Peru gives it a 1-0 lead. Great individual effort by the Goshen, who chops down the backhand home for a 1-0 lead in the first period. The second, beautiful pass by Palat, finds Kucherov, streaking to the net, buries it past the strip to 2-0. And then in this third period, Palat once again, a heavy play off the wall, and Steven Stamkos carries the rebound for 3-0. All these guys have been there before. 2 cups for Stamkos, and Kucherov, 3 for Big Peru. For Andre Palat, now points in 6 of 7. It's 43 playoff goals.
We're getting back into the official call right now, but it's gut check time for the New York Rangers. There's 4 minutes left, and it's been all Tampa at this point. Try to find something to bring momentum into Game 5. Again, they might have to contend with some injuries there with Strome, and the chance with Villapedal. We'll see if he's even going to return. So that's going to test some of the depth there for the New York Rangers, and we'll see what this penalty is going to be on. It's holding. I think this might be against Nikita Kucherov. So this could be something here for the Rangers to be able to get anything going here. And just a little over 3 minutes left to go. Kucherov was guilty of holding and grabbing a little bit of a jersey there. So at the 3:52 mark, this could be a timeout. This is win against Alex Killorn. They said Nikita Kucherov, but now it's Alex Killorn. So now it's 6-on-4, and this is what I like to see. Sometimes we saw this with Daryl Sutter, where it was a chance even when you're down 3 goals and you had the power play late. He elected to not pull the goalie. Gerard Gallant's in this situation now, where it is 2-1 in the series advantage, about to be 2-2. Gerard Gallant's going to say the hell with that. We're going to try to go 6-on-4 and get something happening, get something to feel good about ourselves. And I think that is ultimately the right decision. Even if you get scored on the shorthanded side of things, you got to be able to make something happen on a 6-on-4. Take out your best personnel, figure out something, try to stick to the task, be conducive with that puck movement, just like they were in Game 1, where it was world-class shift after world-class shift. Again, I did that call with my partner, Cooper Hopkins. He could not be here today. But in that instance, they looked good in Game 1. You want to be able to do a lot of that same in this one here in Game 4 with a 6-on-4, even though you're down 3-0. So Prada, Panarin, Zibanejad, Kopp, Vetrano, and Fox on the ice. Zibanejad. Panarin keeps this one in. He's toward the backside blue line with Adam Fox. Panarin trying to find his way in the high slot. He leaves it there for Fox in the same spot. Fox lets it go for the screen. Stopped by Vasilevsky. Rebound, pickup, scores! Artemi Panarin makes it 3-1, and Gerard Gallant pulled out all the stops. He pulled Shesterkin. He already had the power play. He made it a 6-on-4. He wanted to make no mistake about it because he still had effort for his beliefs that the Rangers could make something happen. It started with a great Panarin keep in. It bounced out in front. It bounced back to Fox. Panarin found it one more time and toward the right faceoff dot. He finished it. And now it is 3-1 Tampa. So that is exactly what Gerard Gallant had to do. I absolutely love that call. You may not win this game, but again, you get that power play, get a chance for a 6-on-4. You got to make something happen. Score that goal. They did just that. Again, it's only 3:33 left to go in this third period, and Shesterkin's already halfway out of his crease. Again, it depends on what happens with this faceoff draw. Kopp will play this all the way back as the Rangers will try to get this reset. So Lindgren gets it now. Kreider plays this out ahead, and Shesterkin might be heading to a part of the bench where there's going to be a yawning cage. Rangers trying to keep this thing alive. Again, there's plenty of time now after they just scored that 6-on-4 power play goal, but it's on 3 minutes left to go in the third. Tampa can't panic and try to force anything down that open ice. Really, you want to just play some good defense now with a 2-goal lead and stick to the game plan. It really is all there is to it. So New York in their defensive zone. Pass gets overhead. Kept down by Lafreniere. He got smoked. And there was no call as he got hit out of mid-air. And it's 2:40 left to go in the third. New York trying to reset this thing one more time. Panarin trying to find it past Hedman. The Rangers have it into the right side blue line. Intercepted there by Kopp. And now the Lightning will collect, but it's not kept out. Lafreniere keeps it alive. It's pinballed from Vasilevsky off the left pad. I don't know if he meant to do it, but it was still there. Here's a chance for Miller. Panarin almost lost it. He picks it up now for the left up, but there's 3 Lightning all over him. Nice outlet pass, and that just missed going into the open net. As now Keandre Miller will collect. Panarin's got a 6 of the playoffs from Kopp and Fox, but the Rangers are running out of time. It's 2 minutes left to go in the third. It's still an empty net. They scored on a 6-on-4 with a little over, about 4 minutes. Turnover across the red line. Shot for the empty net. Just missed across that red line. I think that was Stamkos with a bid on it. Now Panarin can get things settled down. Fox, Vetrano, Kopp now into the right dot. Kopp is spinning and holding. Leaves it there for Fox. Lets it go into the screen. Stopped by Vasilevsky. So Vasilevsky just conceded 1, but it was only 1 on a 6-on-4 as the score is 3-1 in favor of the scoreline edge of the Lightning. And Lafreniere got absolutely cross-checked by Ryan McDonough and hit out of midair, but there was no call there. And some great work anyway by the Rangers, Bill, to get something going toward the end of this game. But if you figure you'd have to do that with a 6-on-4. And Panarin got just enough going, but it's still 1:34 left to go in this third period. And now Igor Shesterkin sending far out of his net. It's an offensive zone draw here for the New York Rangers, but again, it depends on whether or not the Rangers win, whether or not Shesterkin is going to stay in here. So it's going to be an offensive zone draw done once more, as it was drawn unfairly, and now somebody's going to get kicked out of the draw. This is going to be Andrew Kopp, so that's not good on the other side. It's going to be Capo Kakko against Nick Paul, and Kakko's able to win it clean. Trouba lets it go off the one-timer, stopped there by Vasilevsky with the right pad. Still kept in, and now cleared down the ice. Shesterkin comes back into the goal crease just in case as we hit 1:15 left to go in the third period. Lindgren trying to skate through. He lost it. Trying to get across the red line. Lindgren was able to save it, though. This gets across the blue line. Capo Kakko holding to the right dot, trying to center something out in front. Stolen there by Tampa. Trying to get played high off the kick plate. Zibanejad, nice cross set up. Zibanejad fan on the 1T. Man, he had an open net to look at on the left side. York still dangerous. Trouba with the shot off the screen. And it goes back to Zibanejad. Trouba, one more time. Fans on it. Finds Zibanejad, though. Zibanejad trying to fight through it. He got stick lifted. Zibanejad still with this thing. Fans are pounding the glass. Can Tampa gets it off the kick plate? Yes, they can. Trouba is dead tired, but the Rangers have one more rush up the ice. They got to make something happen quickly. They're down 3-1 with 22 seconds left. Zibanejad, Panarin trying to center it out in front now. Lafreniere keeps this alive. Lindgren, Keandre Miller lost it, got his pocket picked. Off to the races, shot at the empty net, scores! Tampa's going to win this one 4-1. Andre Palat with the theft and finishes it off as Tampa now will be going 2-2 back to MSG. They hold serve at home, and the Rangers can't help but feel a little bit of disappointment going 2-0 starting Game 3 and Game 4 at Amalie Arena. But the Lightning hold strong, and Palat makes no mistake, puts it in the empty net. 4-1 is going to be your final And for the most part, with the exception of that 6-on-4, in which I thought Gerard Gallant made a great decision to pull Shesterkin and get something going, it was all Tampa in this contest. Make no mistake about it. 8.7 left to go in the third period. All that's left is window dressing. Again, I might be on the call here for a Thursday contest for Game 5 back at MSG. I will let you know. But this one is all over but the crying. The Tampa Bay Lightning, even this series at 2. The Big Cat getting some very big hugs. He makes 33 saves. Igor Shesterkin stops 27 out of 30. But the Lightning are going to make this a best of 3 now as they even the series at 2. Again, this series will resume on Thursday, and I'll be back with you soon throughout the week. Have a good one, everybody. Peace out. I'll talk to you soon.
Third period, and we head to New York in 2 nights' time. Tell me your thoughts. Okay, Tampa looked like champions again, and I thought they really took the will away from the New York Rangers. And I will say, I thought the Rangers started slowly, as though they didn't have a lot of energy, not a lot of juice early tonight.
Rangers put themselves in a great spot up 2-0 going into Tampa Bay, and they had a great game 3 where it was close and they let it go at the end, but now they don't look very good, do they? Going back to New York, everyone's thinking that Tampa's going to run out of it.
2 big